Howdy folks, welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder game. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening and most, and joining me are my friends Matt, Kara, Olive, and Ari. I was about to say Alana because I was also trying to think about how to say, Dan's running just a little bit late, he'll be here in 10 minutes. And then for some reason I went and I looked and Alana was missing from over there last for Fallout. And it was, anyways, Dan is going to be joining us as well. But before we get into Fallout, before we get into Starfinder, a couple of quick announcements. We played 5 different sessions in 4 games last week, so I'm still a little bit fried. Your support made all of that possible. We played a whole bunch of different game systems and things that we normally wouldn't try. You support us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Threads, on Blue Sky, at ElbronRPG, on all of those different things. We also have a Patreon where you can see behind-the-scenes content, as well as an entire Session 0, when I remembered, which I just remembered now, to upload, for Iron and Thorn, the original Cypher System Old Gods of Appalachia rule set anthology that is helmed and run by Kara. It is going to be fantastic. We're really excited for it. I'm going to be a corn boy, and that's all I'm going to say.
I don't have many corn-related things to use at all. It's terrible.
I'm corny for it.
Nice. Tomorrow you can join our D&D crew at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where the Wandering Hearts are going to be fighting off against a creature from beyond the stars, an individual that is quite massive and capable of a number of unique things. And so we're going to begin in combat tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Twitch. And that is all the games that we have for this week, although last week we also played Ace of Roses, the original dating game show on the Starfinder rule set run by Olive. It was a phenomenal second season that ended in a very abrupt and odd a way that I was not expecting, and sets us up for a very interesting third season. So you can see that on YouTube right now at ElbronRPG. On Sunday, we played Session 3 of our original Fallout series, which is Blackheart, Texas. It is set in Texas just after the events of Fallout 4, and this group finally made their way to the ruins of Austin and to Vault 40 beneath.
We got inside!
You did. Technically got inside, and then abruptly there was chaos.
As usual.
It could have been handled very easily if it were not for a secondary entrance made by one of your members.
I was trying to help, I swear.
You can see what we're talking about at ElbronRPG on YouTube, and then finally, if you are a Patreon subscriber, sometime after the next couple of days, you'll be able to see Session 0 of Iron and Thorn. So all of that in the last couple of days, tons of different events. There's even more coming up in the next couple of months, and you will be able to see it all at ElbronRPG. We have Monument Studios music in addition to Sirenscape for sound, and that is all the announcements that I have for this week. And so it is time for this week's session of Mosaic Team 5. All right. Ooh, you okay? What was that?
I just knocked your mop and stuff over.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay.
We thought it was you.
Yeah, as long as it's not
I knew
you.
it wasn't you because I could see the blanket.
I-
I'm bigger than I've ever been.
I knew it wasn't you because you said, I'm sorry, in such a stable way, and you wouldn't be doing that if you were rolling down the stairs.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me.
Anyways, very glad that you're safe. Kara,
Yeah.
to you for the recap.
Great. Mosaic Team 5. When last we played, I need to get pushed further in so that people can see me.
I lowered the camera to give it a little bit of a more heads-on view.
Love. The Biomancer gang... Ooh. The Biomancer gang came in hot. But we were hotter.
Hell yeah.
Echo made the first move, vaulting over a wall and coming down hard, knife first, into the nearest... Octopus man? He had lots of
Mutant.
arms and scorpion things.
Biomancer.
Meanwhile, Gibbs and Bubs took the wheel of our morphic Harbinger car, whose brand name I will never remember, pulling off some Fast and Furious nonsense with their driving, smoke screens billowing to give Spice cover. Spice let loose a doom, capital letters required, shaking the battlefield and rattling the Biomancers, including the poor bastard running the tank. Then there was Bubs. His words hit just as hard as his hammer, shocking everyone with some actually top-tier trash talk. Shade, meanwhile, broke off to chase down the tank operator, leaving the rest of us in his dust. Gibbs was over it. No patience left. One moment the Biomancers were there, the next Gibbs had wiped them off the map with mind thrusts and time's edges. Shade returned after some mildly brief, but very public, acts of murder.
I will say the
In the
murder
cloak
itself in a shady
darkness.
alcove.
In the
It
Public
was-
chase, yes, absolutely.
It was in a ticket gate for the Mars Transit Authority.
Yeah,
It
but
was kind of like Central Square's, like
the ones that people
stairway
don't
down,
go down.
like, and it's like pretty late, so it was relatively, I would say, well hidden. It's 11:30 at night. So, anyways,
It is
sorry.
now. Anyway, we fled the scene, slipping away in our new-looking Maxim Tech car. Gibbs caught the scent of barbecue, a family barbecue all-you-can-eat run by round units of Yosoki families. Spice spotted a comic shop, a hub for the laser monster card arena,
Oh yeah.
and the androids noticed that something was off. The streets were empty, no sirens, no alarms, no heat on our tail. A whole firefight in the tunnel, and the city didn't so much as blink. We pulled behind the Sunset Cantina, switching our car's look, and then Bubs got to live out his clean boy dreams at the laundromat. Fresh new machines, squeaky clean boxes of soap, the good life, even if some folks were using the corner spa a little too literally. The real jackpot was our apartment, a secured space accessible only through our Mosaic IDs, and inside, Portorb had left us a map of T-Town with 3 spots marked. A junk dam clogging up the sludge gate, a bridge of scrap with concrete leading to Dippin' Diane's fish shack, and a hijacked grinder, its fan stalled, sludge piling up behind it, and a gang of biomancers surrounding it. Shade took one look at the photos and saw a familiar face. Chesterfield. Freshy. Looking more human than he should. The mutagen had made its way into Aphrodite and into the hands of some of our most nefarious enemies. And then another realization hit us. We left Mesra behind at the spaceport.
Oh yeah.
And so without too much trouble, Echo drove over to pick up their friend from the spaceport. And I guess that's where we're beginning our session.
All right. I will say, for the sake of exposition, unless there's anything that you want to talk about with Mesra and the car ride back.
Echo would be just Uber drivering over. This has now become a delivery.
Yeah.
Island.
Waiting
it's
for
a-
your 5-star review.
It's
Yeah.
a very comfortable drive. You drive, you're quiet. You don't feel as if Mesra is like waiting for you to talk.
Does Mesra get in the back or in the passenger
In
seat?
the passenger seat. Yeah.
Awkward.
Regrets
no,
it.
no,
It's
no.
no longer a delivery.
It's yeah. No,
Regrets
that's
it
like
after, though.
almost you do get the note that this is Mesra joining you as a companion and not as a drive me, which is different than many of the interactions that you've had, especially with sentience. But you make your way back, no problem. You go through the tunnel, and the tunnel still just smoldering remains of just like burning tires, but the corpses gone.
There were biomancer bodies here. Echo continues driving. That's the only thing they're saying.
No problem. They just kind of quietly nod, looking around. And it's hard to tell if they believe you or not, but you find a place to park and you can return to the laundromat. All of you now find your way within this laundromat. It is located at 24 Curie Avenue. The gentle kind of hum of the washers and dryers just kind of going here. 3 or 4 of them ever sort of moving. There's nobody in at the moment. There is water on the ground as a squid creature had made their way out of one of these washing units and then kind of out the front door. But it is 11:30 at night. It is the 15th of June. This is a Friday. What would you all like to do?
It's bedtime.
Yeah, we were all gonna go to bed, and then tomorrow we were gonna split up and recon, not retcon.
No, yeah, sure. Just start calling things back.
Yeah, sorry. You know 3 sessions ago when I said Gibbs' favorite food?
Remember session 3 where I said I was a Yosoki? So, no, I believe...
that was session 1.
Yeah. For all of you, there are a number of bedrooms, and there's 2 that you had kind of spotted that had primarily like sleeping arrangements. There's a pair of twin beds in one, and there's 4 sets of bunk beds in the other.
Oh, I'll take a bunk bed.
Okay. You could take one of the bunk beds.
I'll be a bottom bunker because that's what I am on the ship.
Okay.
Echo was like, oh, sleeping arrangements figured out.
Okay,
Nice.
go
Above
above,
Gibbs.
no problem.
What
Spice
is?
obviously takes one of the bedrooms.
Okay, so you go into the room that has 2, and I think probably Mezra would just assume that you are doing the same thing that you all did before, so follows you and takes the other solo bed. That leaves the rest of you to sort of share this crew space. Welcome down. And
Shade are
as
sharing a bunk bed.
yeah, well, no, there's
You and Shade are sharing a bunk bed.
there are 3 other bunk beds
But
available.
only the bottom bunk between the 2 of you.
Yeah,
Aww, sharing a twin size
the
bed.
other ones just all look. They just don't
Romance.
look as
Yeah.
comfortable.
No keys.
All the other ones have stains on the mattresses. There's only
Ew.
one that's clean.
Gross. It's weird because we're in a laundromat too.
Yeah. But no, so you all can find rest. Is there anything people want to do before resting for the evening?
I want to repair the car, but it's on the street, and do you have to disengage the cloaking or the glamour to be able to operate on it?
You
Like, would it
No.
be suspicious if I was out there repairing it?
it would
on
be
the
very
street?
noticeable.
Yeah.
So like
I
you
don't
would
wanna
be
do
reaching
it.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
You
don't
have
want
like
to
a
do it
loading
right
bay
now.
for like a laundromat at all?
No,
Okay.
you guys, and looking
like-
around, Bubbles, maybe as a relief to you, you don't have to deliver laundry here. There is no delivery service.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
You give me a chance, I'll do it.
There you go. Maybe this is
Told
something you
Echo.
can implement.
Yeah,
That's-
hop on over.
Third quarter goals.
For you, Bubbles, as everybody kind of goes up to bed and claims their various spaces, you sit in the bottom of the laundromat, listening to the laundry machine, smelling, not really smelling, but your skin sort of absorbing the cleanness of this area.
Bubs is now a frog.
Yeah, there is a there is a tranquility to this space. Almost like listening to the hum of the engines as you pass through the drift at night. This is like listening to this ever-present white noise. And you know, as you listen to the spin, it is just stuff getting cleaner. And you
As-
can sort of like get the sense that this is maybe the start of a nice, fresh, new chapter for you.
As Bubs like kind of thinks about this, he still thinks there's something wrong with the page that he's turning.
Okay.
The page is sticky. Something feels weird, but he's excited.
Okay. So you turn around, you make your way back up. Shade, anything else that you're doing?
I mean, I can't repair the car right now. I think I would just repair myself because I'm pretty dead. So yeah, I think I would probably just rest.
Okay. Go to repair yourself.
Where are you doing that?
Yeah, where? In the bottom bunk of a bunk bed. Yeah.
We've got like a kitchen table or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
Just on a kitchen table.
I don't need
So
to
the kitchen
sleep.
is, there's like a half wall that
No,
separates
but I
the
mean,
kitchen
like-
from the living room. So it's like a little pass through between them, and you can absolutely
I
just go to the
like,
little kitchen on the other
sit
side.
and, like fix up a little before going to rest.
No problem. You can do that.
I'll be with Shay when he does that.
Okay. No problem. You do that.
I'm just hanging out with you.
Okay.
The night passes, and when the sun rises, many of you feel a little better than you did after fighting a bunch of biomancers in the tunnel. It is the 16th. It is Saturday. And many of you would wake up right around 8 a.m.
Is there anybody's birthday today? Character birthdays?
You know, as it turns out, no.
Darn
You
it.
work at a laundromat every day.
But when I had this cousin this one time, and he had his birthday, but he would celebrate it every day because he was just like happy he was alive that day. And I think that's the kind of gratitude we all need.
As you're like around eating breakfast and talking about this, Mesra says, on my planet, there was only one birthday for most sentients. A year lasts 800 of your years.
Oh my god.
So
So
the
how
only
old are
birthday
you?
was the one you had when you were born?
If you were to track time like that, yes.
Oh. But how old are you? In
In
months, I guess. Yeah. In solar cycle. Not solar cycles. Moon cycles?
Age doesn't matter to me.
Hmm.
The only thing that I track are the number of rivals I've overcome. And that number is 14.
That's fucking sick. That was the sickest.
So you can't drink
line
yet, I
ever.
guess.
The like bottom left arm goes out and gives you like a high five.
Whoa.
But still just like eating her breakfast with her main two arms. Anything else that the rest of you are doing?
Fucking
So I'm
badass
older
Mesra.
than Mesra, I'd like to say. Anyway,
We should coordinate a plan.
yeah, new turf, and we've already made waves.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. 10 out of 10.
Well, I do believe that checking on some of the connections that we have in the neighborhood that were established by Kortorp could be beneficial for understanding some of the politics at play in the area. However, I would like to not nominate myself for this job.
I nominate myself.
Ooh, you know what people love? Housewarming gifts. We should give people. Is it when you neighboring housewarming gifts? We're gonna warm your house by moving in near you.
I will say that if we are to tell people that we are moving in, they will be less likely to open up to us.
I was going to lie and say, who are those shitty neighbors that are just moving in?
Sounds good.
So
would be
just,
better.
I want to be clear. Your plan is to throw yourselves under the bus?
Yes.
Okay.
Without a casserole. We're
Yeah,
not even
yeah,
gonna bring
yeah,
a
yeah.
casserole to like have this conversation
Nice.
over.
Are we doing
Nice.
this for other neighbors or for ourselves?
We're gonna go to like the
I'm-
liquor store
Yeah,
and be like,
I'm thinking.
who
Yeah,
those
the
shit people?
That was my. That's what
But
I'm
we
gonna
were
do.
we were trying to establish we've been in for a business for a while though.
Why would we be? How
Because I
does
want to
that
get on the
benefit-
liquor store guy's good side.
How does that
I-
benefit
I
us?
believe, Spice,
Because I want information from him.
that you could just go to the liquor store and make a few large purchases.
I believe the two of
Do you have money? Money, please. Just kidding.
Maybe the laundromat's got money. I mean, people, it's coin operated, right?
Oh, dope. Let's loot these coins.
No, guys, that's against.
It's not coin operated. We're in 2250.
Damn it.
I don't know if you've done laundry recently in a place. When I say recently, I've done laundry 10 years ago. Even 10 years ago, there was apps. There
Right.
was like those dumb little cards.
Cards,
So like,
yeah.
yeah.
Guys, that's against the stellar rules, okay? If we're gonna be a stellar laundromat, we have to like, be up to date with S&S wants from us.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
The laundromat is a front.
All the coins are going to go to bad things anyways.
And
Because
bad
we're
things.
laundering
Not bad
them.
things.
The
Mosaic.
intention of reconnaissance is not to divulge misinformation or true information to others, but to learn information.
So what's your plan?
My plan is to lay low and listen.
So you're going to
Where,
spy on people?
specifically?
Yeah. We'll split up.
Specifically, the 3 locations that we were given by Kortorp.
Great. So we've got the local area.
Perfect.
You've got the 3 locations.
The dams?
The dams. The junk dams.
The areas around the dams.
Yeah.
Again,
So
raising
fish shop
suspicion.
for you. Good. I didn't want that one anyways. Stinky. Bubbles,
What?
where are you going to go?
I don't know. I didn't really think about it. I've been spending a lot of my time just taking care of the laundry machines. They need a lot of maintenance, guys. These babies haven't been.
Maybe you just hold down the fort here then.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, because people will come to you, And what a better cover to lay low and listen than just being the laundry dude.
Well, my official title card is laundry assistant, laundry manager. So I don't think laundry dude would fit on the
Downstairs,
place.
you hear something break. It sounds like maybe glass shattering or like some kind of a metal.
You're up, Bubbles.
We might have gotten a break through our doorway.
Guys, hold on, something's going on. Bubba's gonna run downstairs.
Okay, so you open the door and make your way downstairs. As you make your way downstairs, Bubbles, you behold chaos. One of the doors to one of the washing machines has exploded outwards. You see glass and water all over the floor. You can see that there is just thick clumps of what looks like maybe these like bits of white plaster perhaps that have like come in. The person who is currently standing like this away from the washing machine is a human who you can see wearing like an undershirt. They are coated in like white powder and all kinds of things. You can see they have a backpack on, but they're like looking a little bit shocked. And then they look over at you and they just go, "Do you work here?"
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, I do work here. Are you okay?
Please, if you wouldn't mind helping, the water's going everywhere. And true enough, the water is just
Bubba's gonna go over. He's gonna turn off the emergency shut off first thing.
Make an engineering check, because as you begin to go, immediately whatever has caused the overflow on this has like blown the knobs off. You're just seeing little metal switches and.
Can Dan get a conditional modifier because he actually knows how to shut off an explosive?
I would say it's Bubbles making the check, not Dan.
Well,
Damn it.
actually, might need that on glasses, but the dice is good.
You still, as a reminder, you have your daily reroll.
This is super important. You can't have your place flood on the first day. People are gonna slip. You're gonna have to put down yellow signs.
Imagine if you just have to take so much more debt out because you have a liability lawsuit from a slip and fall.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Okay. That's a 19 plus. Hold on.
So where are we on this map?
We're in the woods.
So
we're
our
down
street
below.
is like down here somewhere.
Come on up, Festus.
Festus is a great digital tool set.
What am I rolling?
This is engineering.
Oh, that's a 0. I already know that's a 0.
So just a flat 19?
Yeah.
Bubbles, even as you push your limits on the knowledge of the Speed Queen, you don't know how to fix this. And the water continues to flood out. And Bubbles, right next to you, the washer that is just spinning away with a colorful array of somebody else's clothing stops. And there is a and that washer burns out as the water floods underneath. And the water continues to spill out. You're down 2 machines now. Are you doing anything to try to fix this machine again?
Bubbles wants to investigate that if shutting off the water just caused the issue to break up on this one.
Okay. Make another engineering check. For all of you, Bubbles has been
I was
gone
gonna
for a
say,
bit
like,
now.
what-
There's breaking glass. Is anybody else going to
I'll
help?
go down and help.
I would just, I would calm.
And I would
Is
start
everything all right?
finding like our white towels and stuff, and like damming the
Okay.
flood.
Go ahead and just make a reflex saving throw, Gibbs.
Sure.
As you run down, you see this, and
Ooh, 19 on the dice. Plus 6. 25.
with your hands and your little Yosoki paws on your feet, you grab these things, and you're like a speed skater, are just rushing around, forming barriers, leaving little trails in your wake. You take a bag and just like let it unleash behind you. And Gibbs, you form basically like little dams and levees that contain this and slow the expansion of the water, but it's flowing out. Yeah.
Bubs is going to possibly try to redirect the water.
Okay.
Is there like a drain in the machines? Like any usually they have like a pipe.
Bubbles, there are drains on the floor, and as this
floor,
continues to
that's
flood
smart.
out, parts of it will continue to drain, but not before it reaches at least half of the washing machines. That being said, with Gibbs creating these dams, you bought yourself a little bit of time, and behind the machines, you do see what looks like an air vent, perhaps near floor level. You might be able to kind of redirect it.
I'm not gonna redirect it to the air.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, that's a place that it
That
can
could
go.
be the exhaust.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's nuts.
But in this moment, you look around. Gibbs is containing it, but what are you doing
Could
to
you
fix
turn
it?
off water to the building?
No, because sometimes these old buildings, the shutoffs, they don't really work so good. And then if you shut off the whole water for the building, then we'll have nowhere to wash our clothes.
You can see, Shade, as you calm, is everything okay? No message comes back. Are you going down?
I guess so.
You, with your unique background, your exocortex spins into life, you can smell the smell of burning electronics. You smell an engine that has died. You smell something that has exceeded its ability to push and then burned out. And that is what happened to the washing machine, almost certainly. As you get down, you can see what looks like a DC 20 check to repair a washing machine has been flubbed and is a little bit higher than that now. But if you want to rush over, make an engineering check.
I'm not going to rush because it's a fucking washing machine for a stupid front for a thing that we're not.
Tell us how you really feel.
Wow.
I'm going to go down calmly and fix it.
Dan is offended.
We're all invested in this except for Matt.
Matt just flew from Disney today.
That's
not a sponsor.
I hope they don't have any fresh towels for you there.
Well, do you want me to repair it or not?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a 45.
With a 45, you reach behind the machine and you turn the water off at the wall, and the flooding stops.
That's what I did.
You tried.
Your hands are too slippery. Too much.
But so smooth as your hands, yeah. So with the water turned off, the flooding stops, and the person who's just standing here like that just goes, "Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. The ad said that you could handle any heavily soiled clothes."
Yeah.
Are there actually clothes in there?
You look over, and not clothes. You see what look like almost these white coveralls, but they're not white. They were denim at one point. I would say, Shade, make a physical sciences check. It's a low DC.
Sorry, what ad?
They turn to you and they say, "The Infosphere ad. It was posted this morning. It said half price, heavily soiled loads."
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. With the dirty 20, you look, and you are looking at plaster. And all at once, you look at the backpack, you look at his arms just covered in this. You are looking at somebody who is some sort of a plaster repairman or a drywall person, and they just put all their coveralls and stuff in that washing machine. It's like a brick of plaster in there now, just kind of congealed with denim. And he says, "Well, could you help me just move it to a different machine?"
No, you can't wash any plaster in these machines. That will break the machines.
But the ad said anything.
Let me... I'm gonna look at. Does he have the ad in front of him?
No, but if you kind of insist, he'll like pull up
okay.
his communicator. Give me 1 second here.
There's an asterisk that says no plaster.
It says, and there is. It says it's posted today to the local Infosphere, and it says new machines for heavily soiled clothing at half price. And
it was just posted.
Yeah,
Who
like
posted
literally, when you look, 17 minutes ago, this was posted.
That.
Make a. How are you trying to figure that out?
Seeing what the posters account is, tracking back. You know, I'm fucking doxing them basically.
It's not really a computer's check. That's more of like a culture's check.
I'm searching for the IP that they used to access.
Okay, make a computer's check. That will give you some information.
Is there an image? Is this like an ad, like an image ad with like a picture of their new washing machine?
There is like clip art of a washing machine and just like a stinky bag that you imagine is like a dog poop bag, but just 2 pieces of clip art thrown right on there. 39. With the 39, you are able to locate this down not just to Mars and not just to Aphrodite, but somewhere on the lower southern half of Aphrodite. This is not a sophisticated attack by the cream of the crop. This is not likely Jacinto targeting you from their cybersecurity headquarters. This is probably a
disgruntled neighbor.
Yeah, disgruntled neighbor.
Neighboring laundromat.
This could be a rival laundromat.
The liquor store who doesn't like us.
Let me talk to him.
Sorry, sir. You can't wash that stuff here. Don't come back with that stuff. You can't handle it.
No, sir. My coworker is correct.
He's like pulling clumps of this stuff out, and it's heavy. He's trying to stuff it back in the bag, but it's not going in.
We are happy to do your laundry.
It's not. It wasn't Jasper, right?
It wasn't who?
Jasper, actually the liquor store guy next door.
The guy that you're talking to?
No, the guy who hacked it.
Who posted the ad.
It could be.
Sir, I'm happy to do your laundry, but you need to pre-wash your clothes and remove all the plaster before doing it.
goes, then what's the point of coming here if I wash my own clothes?
Well, we mostly specialize in the aftercare of clothes. We're really trying to make sure this environment is clean for everyone.
Who are you? I've never even seen an attendant in here before.
Oh, well, sometimes I do a lot of work in the back, and it's you know how these places are, you never really see things when they run smoothly, but when there's a problem, of course, I'm going to be coming out because it's my laundromat. It's
Make a
very important to me.
diplomacy check.
Nice.
And take a +0 modifier.
Why would you even say that?
Because that's how effective that speech
I
was.
feel like Spice.
Natural 20.
Perfect.
Effective
So
my ass.
convincing.
He looks at you.
No, that tracks. You definitely look like you would
This
be a
man-
laundromat
This
manager.
man lives laundromat.
He is
You look
fucking
like-
Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
And with
You
that
look like
natural
it.
20, can I add that I turn on some like faucets in the building as I'm doing this to make it seem like I'm competent? Because if you have actual plaster in a laundry in your drain, it will accumulate and it'll clog the drain.
Oh, no, I absolutely know that.
Yeah.
I did research as to what would be.
So you need to constantly run water and eventually you'll dilute it because if you just let it sit, it will fucking hurt.
That's why
problem.
you touched a nerve with Dan in real life.
Educational. Massachusetts State Cultural Program. Add us. They can give us grants. I learned from
Perfect.
Yeah. So this person, they look at you. You look earnestly at them. You kind of nod. They nod. They begin to kind of almost mimic your movements, and you can feel that you're winning them over to your side. And at the end of that, they put a hand on your shoulder and they say, "You remind me a lot of me when I started out in the plaster trade. My name is Ramon." And he holds out a hand. Do you shake it?
Yeah.
He shakes
Plaster
your
all
hands
over.
and he says, "I own two pans of plaster. We do a lot of work around here, and if you really can clean my clothes, I'm not going to pre-wash them. But if you can figure out some sort of a solution, maybe we can work out an arrangement."
Oh well, I mean, I could probably do something off on the the sides if you.
There's a little ting ting, and you can see like the bell rings as the door opens, and another individual is coming. out.
I gotta go to the customer. But here's my contact information. If you need to contact me about anything, let me know. But maybe we can set something up where I can pre-wash your clothes, and then we'll be fine for the post-wash.
Nods, takes your card, and as you turn around, they're like still stuffing their
Hi,
stuff
welcome
away.
to SNS.
You see a short, happy, like very round-looking human, bushy red hair, bright green glasses. She is wearing coveralls with pockets within pockets within pockets, and as she moves, it almost sounds like a cowboy, like a little.
She's got the ad too,
Just
but
Damn, look at all
full
those
of
pockets.
things in these pockets and bubbles. You hear screws and nuts and coins and different little
no,
things.
no.
And at that moment, Ramon goes, "Are you here for the ad?" And this person goes, "Yeah, no, I always wanted to just wash stuff without having to go through the pockets because I always forget a couple." And he goes, "It's the ad was fake. It's not real." And she just goes, "Ah, man, are you sure?" And she kind of like starts to take it off. Are you doing anything,
No,
Bubbles?
sir,
Yeah. He kind of also joins and he goes, no. And she just goes, "Oh, man," zips it back up, turns around, and just exits the door.
Wait.
No!
Oh.
That's like a doll.
can I
with a
report the
big
link
cum.
on the ad?
Yeah.
Can I get it taken down?
You report the link of the ad. Make a cultures check.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to repost a different one that doesn't say half price. It just says
No.
Was
laundromat.
it posted on our company's
See, like,
on the
something
like
free. It's like
the laundromat?
why. I
free
understand.
smells.
So there's a
Free smells.
there's
Love
a
it.
localized infosphere which almost works like a digital bulletin
It's
board. And so there's
Craigslist.
just stuff up
So,
there. It is
okay.
kind of like Craigslist, but it exists in a virtual space, so you can see different nodes almost as if they're arranged on a table.
Okay.
25 to get the thing down.
With a 25,
Return.
quick enough, Gibbs, you go, you report the link. You've done a little bit of work as Bottles, the Scab Rat social activist, and so you know how to remove kind of negative comments and things like that. And you get this pulled down very quickly. It is up no longer than 20 minutes. Only 2 people see it and respond, and you have managed to subvert that ad. Bubbles, a few people come in over the course of the morning,
I'm
but
gonna
they
put
are
paper
much more reasonable.
Over the door saying, do promotional changes, the deal of all you can wash regardless of
By acknowledging the deal, you're legitimizing the deal. Just don't
Yeah, just don't
legitimize
say-
the
Okay,
deal.
alright.
It was reported and taken
Alright.
down.
all right. I won't do that.
I think it's good customer service though. I like where your head was at.
Bubs is going to he's going to put down those little are there yellow signs that stop people from walking?
This is a laundromat.
Okay.
Does
good.
Gosha exist?
Okay.
Yes.
Bubs is going to follow Gosha procedures.
They actually float just a little bit above the water, so they can't fall down. They are quite visible. Yeah, very nice.
I'm going to put some of those down. I'm going to sweep some of the water into the drain. I'm going to turn off the actually no, I'm going to leave the water running. On the drains that are so the plaster doesn't solidify.
With a little bit more time to do all this for free, make a physical sciences check. You sweep up the water, you examine the sort of drainage situation, these vents, and the various aspects of this laundromat that is now your domain.
All right, that's a 9.
Oof.
And this is just your run-of-the-mill laundromat. It's wired and watered exactly as you would expect. And so for all of those things, the morning passes without too much trouble. That is really, Bubbles, you begin to do some customer service, some damage control, and spend a little bit of time in the laundromat proper. What are the rest of you doing?
After fixing the washing machine and
Mission critical task.
probably would have left after the second one with all the pockets came in. I probably would have just been like, all right, Bubs can handle this shit, and then like see if people were going to go and start actually doing like recon stuff.
Okay. So
But first, vengeance.
First vengeance. Okay.
Wait, Shade, you were looking at this too. Who posted this? Download the image. Find the metadata.
Is there any more
Crinkle the cube.
like, digging that I could do to pinpoint who posted this, or can I discern? Was it just like a random teen who was just like, ha ha ha, or
Contact the site
like,
admin.
it is kind of weird that it happened right after.
Make a sense motive check, I would say, as you kind of consider that, and you look at the data that you have available to you. You know when it was posted. You know a rough location, but it's pretty broad.
As Shade does that, Bubs is going to make a rules for the laundromat.
It might be a teenager.
No running near the pool.
This might be a little bit sophisticated for a teenager. This was either like an ex-government operative, or perhaps like to be able to evade you is pretty impressive. And so the list is truly staggering who might have done this. It's hard to really narrow it down further.
The rules, first rule, obviously for liability, SNS is not responsible for any damages in clothes or damages that may come from washing clothes.
Lost articles.
Lost articles, yes.
Okay.
Including undies.
Including undies. Bubs will also go on to say...
Are there cameras in there?
In the laundromat? There are not.
I should probably set up some security.
I don't have any security cameras. They're on a thin budget. We're in the
Are
black.
we?
He's writing this on the back of like a cardboard box we got that had laundry
I'm
detergent.
pretty sure we have like $7,000 of extra Echo money.
All my money goes to you.
We have extra Echo money.
I don't know
Shade
who's.
has money, but no one knows.
Did you
Bubs is-
crinkle the cube yet?
Are y'all downstairs
sorry.
crinkling your cube? Sure.
Crinkle the cube.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know
I like to crinkle my cube
the
in private.
metadata thing. You computer people, you should know how to do the thing that I'm asking you to do.
What?
Contact the
thing
site
that you're
admin.
asking me to do is not something that is sensical.
Crinkle the cube.
I don't understand.
Okay,
Crinkle the cube.
I don't know the right word to use, but the point I'm asking is we didn't post the ad. Ad was obviously malicious. It almost ruined at least Bubs' day, if not our whole cover.
I don't believe it was malicious in the sense that someone was actively trying to harm us, but it is strange that it happened after our arrival. It is likely that whoever posted it wants to contact us in some way.
And don't forget our reputation. But yeah, that is pretty weird.
So, like, okay, how about a strongly worded email to the site admin that says, this wasn't us, how can we prevent this in the future, this is nearly harassment, XOXO Gibbs.
I would advise not utilizing your real name.
XOXO SNS management. Send.
Are you just doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm asking Shade for help, and
So up
this
on the
is how I'm
local
crinkling the cube.
infosphere,
Bubs thinks
there
it's
is
a good
now
idea because Bubs has no idea how to run a laundry.
a ask from the local laundromat not to post fake ads. No problem.
Bubs is gonna write the second rule. Please do not wash any clothes with plaster, lead, formaldehyde, alien gunk. That will clog the machine.
You're gonna say
Concrete.
you're gonna
alien-
say
no, not alien gunk.
alien
No,
gunk?
not alien gunk. Not alien gunk.
That's damn ring Nazma. Is going to talk to you about some sensitivity training.
Bubs crosses that out.
So
He
it's
doesn't-
not really good to
dude,
call
I
it
heard you
alien
called it
gunk.
alien gunk. It's
Ooh,
2250.
rule 2. Don't
actually
wash
the
yourself
technical
in the
terms.
machine.
Oh, that's a good one, but it's rule 3. But yeah, okay.
Love it.
So there's 3 rules. Fourth rule.
Shade's leaving.
No hogging machines. Like if you leave it, you lose it.
Nice.
Interesting rule.
I like that
Okay,
one.
that's a Mad Max laundromat rule.
Well, no. If I'm gonna put an asterisk. If you leave your basket on there, then it's okay. 1 or 2 baskets per customer.
The sign is just getting so
No, it's
long.
4 rules.
The font is getting smaller.
No,
I
because some
can't
people,
read that much
some
shit. I'm
people
going to
will
a
be
different one.
monsters. You know, they'll take your
I'm just
laundry
gonna
out of the
wash a plaster
machine
anyways, I
when
can't
you're
read.
still running it, and those
And
people
put
do
it
not
on
belong
top.
in SNS.
1000%.
Obviously.
So no problem.
We
put
have
these rules
parts
together.
for that.
Shade, you leave. Is anybody going with Shade?
Did Shade leave from the laundromat, or did Shade go back up?
I would calm and be like, I'm going.
Okay, Shade, you make your way out.
I'm going to perform reconnaissance now.
You are performing
So
reconnaissance.
Let's hit the town, girl! You will!
I'm hungry and it's lunchtime.
Perfect!
Spice and Gibbs just rush
Wait,
out the
guys.
front door.
Rule number 5, no running. And I'm running out the door.
I'll write
Like,
that
good
down.
luck.
Good one.
No problem. Echo, what are you doing?
Echo normally goes on reconnaissance
Yeah.
and stealth missions, but the captain wants to do that, and so Echo has no job.
I mean,
Echo's going to stay behind because Echo was given no job.
Oh, yes! Running the laundromat!
Excellent.
That's awesome.
You could come with us.
Yay.
No.
I
I
would
was messaging.
recommend that I not come on anything that requires diplomatic situations. I'm not great at those.
But you know what we're great at? Being distractions.
Why would you need a distraction?
No. We're the distraction so you can sneak.
For what?
For IP addresses or subnet masks or whatever's gonna help you figure out who posted this ad that ruined our business.
We're not ruined. We're not ruined. We're still good.
Nearly ruined.
The most sensible.
Oh, imagine this conversation happening in the doorway
Yeah.
because you guys were on your way out.
The most sensible and sensible answer is that it was posted by someone who wants the business to fail, and therefore connected to the liquor store.
That's what I was thinking.
That would make sense.
But we can't do anything unless we can prove it.
The easiest way would just be to get on the liquor store's good side.
Leave that to me.
That doesn't sound like vengeance, but okay. Love it. But first,
Oh, you really want to go to the buffet.
ah,
First, we just ate.
I'm always hungry, but okay, we can go to the liquor store first.
We can, so it's on the way. So we just have to walk into the liquor store on the way
Okay.
to the buffet.
You know what? It'll build up an appetite.
It's a big ask,
It's
but
a
Gibbs is
big-
willing to do it for the team.
Thank you, darling.
So Echo, are you gonna stay with me and help me?
I do not have much knowledge of laundromats.
Oh, that's totally fine. I can tell you everything I know, and I've like literally researched this my entire life. So like, you don't seem excited.
It is not what I do. I was hoping to be more useful to the mission critical aspect of the mission.
Well, this is critical. Just it's not like the critical that stuff that matters.
I love that so much.
So
Maybe I will take a walk with Mesra.
Oh, yeah, that's
And Echo just slow turns to Mesra.
that's
Mesra's gone.
that's
Damn.
Yeah.
Bubs is Bubs alone?
Huh?
Is Bubs alone?
If Echo leaves, then Bubs is briefly alone. Yes. Customers will come in and begin to come in a little
Okay.
bit more.
Bubs will just turn around and he'll kind of do like one of those things where you kind of like get in your life and like kind of like a sweeping view where you're just like, this is my life now. Yeah. Similar when Bubs was in high school for a bit, or college for a bit, and he was like,
he's happy.
This is life now.
Yeah, you look around and like you really settle yourself in this being your environment for a little bit.
And he gives himself a little pep talk, and he just goes, "All right, Bubs, you can do this. This is what you dreamed about. This is
your lifelong dream.
This is what I want, I think.
This is what you were made for.
And then he just...
Our hero.
He hangs on the words, I think.
Okay. You say, I think, and that really just kind of hangs in the air. But we cut away from you. And who wants to do something first?
I'm ready to fire.
Okay, yeah, sure. So we cut over to Spice and Gibbs, your Lashunta envoy and your Yosoki trash
I'm
master.
gonna hide the bottle under a t-shirt.
When you say hide, are you hunchbacking it? What? It's a huge bottle.
You know what? I guess I have to go all natural.
Wait.
That's you're gonna hide it?
Wait, I have an idea because I know exactly what Spice is wearing.
What is Spice
wearing?
wearing?
I've been watching a lot of Modern Family, and Gloria has this giant white hat that she wears, like big sun hat.
Perfect.
And I'm imagining it's like really sunny on Mars for some reason, like sunny and dusty. So she has big white sun hat on, like high heel pumps.
What she's probably saying is that there are toxic thunderstorms that roll across the sky at almost all hours.
Okay.
And most of Aphrodite, including Curie Avenue, is enclosed within steel tunnels that rise up probably about 30 feet in most places, and so they feel pretty tall.
Super slick, flaming red rain jacket, though. One of the long ones. And
Carmen Sandiego, but a rain jacket.
But also white hat.
Dope.
Can I have a backpack, like...
So I'm thinking, so maybe our cover is if we get you a wheelchair, you can be in a wheelchair. And you can have the bottle in the wheelchair.
I basically put it in a, like, backpack coverall that I've somehow customized at some point.
Okay, so I would say for that, that's easy enough. I think it's disguise. Give me 1 second. We've been playing a lot of games.
Yeah, there's disguise.
There is disguise.
Go ahead and make a disguise check.
Cool.
Can I help?
14.
Okay, so you just
Unless Spice helps.
We'll say 16. Well, how are you trying to help?
Spice.
I can't see it. Is it covered?
Takes one of the, you know how they make flowers out of bows on those big hats? Mm-hmm. She's going to unpin one of those bows and make it into, like, unveil it into a long strap and kind of like help Gibbs strap this bottle on.
So at the end of this, you've basically put on a backpack over the bottle. You can still see the bottle, and
damn it,
Spice has wrapped a ribbon around it for extra sturdy security. But it's you have featured the bottle more than you have hidden it.
Okay, well, I tried. Let's go.
Okay.
Enough of this.
You look great hot.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy. Okay, so you cross over to the right and then into the next door.
No, but the only thing I'm good at is lying.
Okay.
There is a large open floor plan in this place. You can see high ceilings, and all along on the walls there are huge coolers. You can see big steel wine racks in the center that hold dozens, if not hundreds, of bottles of wine here. Beyond, off behind the counter, there is a small walk-in humidor. There's a bunch of cigars and things like that there, but you can see the only person... Again, it's 9 a.m. Like when you walk in, the open sign is like still swinging in the door. They just had gotten behind the counter and they turn and they look at you. And this is a person with a big kind of crooked nose. You can see an individual wearing like a sweater vest and like a white shirt. And they just kind of narrow their eyes and look across at you. You're wearing quite the getup and you have this backpack on. But they nod. And they just kind of continue to watch you. A little bit out of the corner of their eyes. They go about doing other things.
Hi, hello there. Do you work here?
Yeah.
I need some help ordering. I need some booze. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, no shit. It's a liquor store. What do you need?
And Spice starts railing off a bunch of names that she learned from bartending at Aris Bay.
Okay, so you just go off on like a string of different alcohols. And what is the purpose of this list?
I'm trying to get him to warm up to me.
Okay, so make a flat diplomacy check.
Okay. Don't mind if I do. Can I say Cinema Q helped me dress up so I can get a +2, or is it too late to do that?
You usually have to do that.
Okay, never
as
mind.
part of the. Yeah.
Well,
it has to happen.
Where are all my D8s? Oh, here's one right. Oh my god, natural 19. So, okay, Jesus. How even. Where's my little calculator? Alright. So, it's going to be extremely high. So, 19 plus 2. 44.
44 is pretty good. So you list off all these different liquors, and you first look around and you can see this is a place that really specializes in like wine, and so you kind of tailor it towards like fancier wines. You think back and can very distinctly recall the wine list from
Hakashidahana.
I named it, so I should remember. Hakashidahana, the restaurant that you and Gibbs briefly worked at, very briefly worked at.
Mm-hmm.
And you recall 5 or 6 of these really expensive bottles, and you can see his eyebrows go up when you mention the first one, and then the second one, and by the third, his eyebrows are like up in his forehead. He's shocked, and like you can see, genuinely appreciates your knowledge of wine. He turns over, and you get the sense that you win him over pretty handily.
Okay.
He nods, and at the end of that, he does say, "This is a pretty expensive list. How are you paying for all this?"
Oh, look at me. I'm a woman of means.
Credits.
Yeah, credits.
You do credits here, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, I just wasn't sure. And then, did you drive a truck or something? Where do you need help loading this?
Oh, I don't need that many. I just need a couple bottles. I don't need crates, honey. I don't own a restaurant. As much as I wish I did, I don't own a restaurant.
Well, even for just one of each of these bottles, I mean, that's 8 bottles. You're just gonna carry them out?
I got a backpack.
I can see that.
It'll fit.
Why is it over that bottle?
That's how it works.
We're visiting. We're actually bringing these to a friend who lives nearby.
But if you just put them in a crate.
Who do you know who lives nearby?
You know, it's my Aunt Dana. She doesn't get out of the house that much. Do you know her?
I don't know an Aunt Dana.
Do you know everyone?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. I've lived here most of my life.
Who should we know?
Well, if you were gonna throw a party, right?
Well, hang on. One thing at a time here. So you want this liquor. This is going to run you a total of about 150 credits.
Okay.
And, yeah, I can just box this up for you if you're going to be carrying it out. And then you said, what kind of person are you trying to know?
Well, if you were going to throw a party, who would you invite in the neighborhood?
Well, what kind of party?
Just like a casual get-together.
Yeah, it's wine night. I mean, we're not going to drink these bottles alone.
Oh, but you're going to invite a bunch of people over.
Well, you know, if we could get your Aunt Dana some friends, then we wouldn't have to travel
really
here so much.
You know,
I would love to meet your Aunt Dana. I'm not seeing anybody.
She's a little bit old for you, honey. You can do much better than Dana.
I mean, that sounds kind of good to me, but
Okay.
but he looks around and he kind of
What's
like
your name?
he turns over and he goes, "My name's Jasper."
Jasper, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I actually own this place.
Oh, you do? Lovely spot you got.
Thank you. I actually moved it here. I would have preferred a different location, but my dad started the original spot.
Where? Did it start?
It started actually over on Curie Avenue, all the way down, but we moved up here just to get a little bit closer to the public transit. People coming through would be able to stop by, and we were so close to getting the spot just across the street.
It seems like there's been a lot of changes in this neighborhood.
Well, with the biomancers kind of rolling through, it's been dangerous for everybody.
Yeah.
But if you've lived here your whole life, they mostly leave you alone. Honestly, between you and me,
Yeah.
they're not that bad.
You think so?
I think
Why
so.
do you
But
say
you guys
that?
are, if you're from out of town, you should be careful going. I mean, I'm sure you went through the checkpoints.
Yeah, they were pretty nasty.
Yeah, so just be careful. I would stick around T-Town. What are you guys trying to do? I can give you some directions or some recommendations.
Oh,
You like chicken?
Oh, we love chicken.
Martian
We're
Marty's
actually
chicken.
trying to go out to eat after this.
Martian Marty's chicken's pretty good. Well, I mean, if you have such expensive taste in wine, there may not be a lot of great places around T-Town for that. But
I don't know.
But there's an all-you-can-eat.
I also saw
Yeah.
What?
Almost everybody that, and I'm only telling you this because
Mm-hmm.
you guys seem like a good bunch of people, and it seems like your Aunt Dana is probably a good person too. Everybody who lives in this neighborhood has had an experience there where they've just eaten too much and they've gotten sick, and after that, it's kind of hard to rebound.
and Spice will slap Gibbs on the back and be like, "This one, she can eat. I'm not worried about her."
Okay, well, best of luck. I would maybe steer clear of the braised vegetables or not. That's what made me
Who
sick.
goes to a barbecue to eat vegetables?
Well, you kind of need something to tamp down the heavy meats and everything. It's a lot. They have like 23 different dishes, and each of those has 3 variations. It's the whole thing.
Do you think there's gonna be biomancers there? I don't want to.
Probably, yeah.
Do you think so? Do
Yeah,
you know
not
any of
in
them
there.
by name?
By name?
Should I look out for any of them? I'm just because we're only visiting, I'm trying not to stir up trouble.
They nod and they say, "No, that's a good idea." Yeah, no. In the area, there's a guy who comes through who patrols quite often called. Give me 1 second here. He has a dumb name.
I don't have an egg this session.
And so the biomancers, they're like just a gang that are they supposed to be protecting the town? What are they even doing here?
Yeah, no, they are a gang. A couple of years back, they were really just sort of a bunch of troublemakers who got
Hooligans.
Okay.
yeah, they got into some of the bad drugs, but now they're all
Drugs, you
kinds
said.
of strange things. Yeah, no, all kinds of drugs.
Drugs will do that to you.
They will, yeah.
Yeah, drugs
But-
are bad. But those names though.
Proficient at lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there
She hides her
is.
Tetra sticks in her bag.
Give me 1 second, I have to find this person's name.
And what does he look like? And I'm mostly curious, not for you to tell me what he looks like, but is he somebody we already killed?
So no, he's not somebody that you already killed. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this.
Oh, well, my cousin Jeff is one.
I love Jeff. He's the best guy.
He's
so
a real
kind to
nice
all the
guy.
animals and the children.
Yeah, he's part of the gang, but
He was
only
showing
part
me
of the
off
gang
this
to
real cool
sponsor
tank that he
children.
got the other day.
He's really hoping to give those kids a better life outside of the bed.
Oh
The tank was actually for the kids.
no. Oh no.
He
We
brings
were
it
in a
up.
school play.
Dang, I had such a good
Shot
name for this
candy.
person, I just can't find them. They turn to you and they say, I actually can't really remember their name, but they have kind of a shark-looking face,
Oh.
and that's kind of how I remember them.
Jeff,
Shark
awesome.
face.
Shark face.
Like shark face is so close to what the name was, but I just can't. find it.
Jowls McJaws.
Giles McJaws. is a
Shark
great
boy,
name.
lava girl.
And you know what? Now it's going to be
Jeff's
Giles
a land
McJaws.
shark.
So
Nice.
he goes, yeah, Giles McJaws. Is
Jaws
his name.
McJaws.
Giles McJaws.
Jowls.
Jows.
Yeah.
McJaws.
Yeah, you got to be careful about them. They kind of roll through with a bunch of different mutants and or a bunch of different biomancers,
Arlong.
and you got to be careful around them. They have a temper.
We Does that mean we should? She like leans into the counter a little bit. Should we be walking around armed then? Is it
I
that
would,
kind?
yeah, no, I would.
Oh jeez.
Do they? Because you're a business owner. Do they like extort you?
I mean, there's a fee, yeah, but you pay that to whoever's kind of in charge.
Is that how like the taxes work around here? That's terrible.
Well, you pay taxes too, but they're pretty low, truthfully.
It's
Are you
all an
okay
acid
with it?
rain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you must be brand new in town.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a lot in the name of like public services. Like, have you ever heard of healthcare?
No, tell me more. I have no idea what that's like.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, so like a lot of people have. We don't have that. You just kind of get by, and that's a big draw to the biomancers. You get sick, go to the biomancers. They can make you better. Apparently, the sludgies can cure anything.
The
which
sludgies?
I don't necessarily believe.
Is that another gang?
Yeah, they're the worst gang.
Wow.
So those are separate than biomancers.
Yes.
Okay.
Those the ones that are in the deep south.
I don't even know if you could really call them people anymore.
Yeah.
No, the Crotite spike.
Super mutants. Okay.
That's what the studies are.
The radium spike
Oh,
is
yeah.
everywhere.
What
Yeah,
else do we need to know from this guy?
You said you weren't crazy. So how did you end up? How do I put this? Wow. So that laundromat over there.
Yeah.
Why do you make that sigh?
I don't know how they did this, but they somehow beat me out in the application process. I don't know who owns it. It's kind of mysterious. I think it might be the Biomancers. I'm not quite sure. But it should be me. That spot's perfect. And there's a condo right above it. I could live there. I could have a life. Do you know what it's like for me at my age to try to bring somebody home when you live with your dad? It's tough.
Oof, I am sorry. That sucks. Let me see. Yeah, I mean,
Let me see what?
Nothing. I'm just gonna.
That's how she empathizes.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's me
Like,
empathizing.
Let me see what that would feel like if I were you.
Yeah,
We're practicing. We're learning that part.
That's different.
You've come a long way, though. I'm very proud of you.
I have had a lot of anger management.
He looks a
classes.
little bit confused. This is now gone. You guys are now talking amongst yourselves, and he's kind of like, but
It makes it authentic.
Mhm.
he nods a little bit.
Well, thank you. She'll hand over her personal cred stick.
Okay, you can mark off 150 something credits.
Okay.
They do kind of say, but as they're like checking you out. But to answer your question, honestly, the guy who's over and working at Martian Comics,
Yeah?
they're pretty decent. They don't smell the best, mostly on account of their condition. But they're a nice enough guy. I would probably invite them. They've invited me to other things, and they know everything about comic books. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
conversation.
actually a huge Monster Card Arena player. You wouldn't know that by looking at me, but
I actually that's not surprising to me at all.
I love that game.
It's one of those hobbies. Collects-
Very colorful group of people who
Yeah.
play. It's a certified dual zone.
Oh, you
I
best
don't know
bet
a lot
I'll be
about
in
the
there.
laser
Do you-
monsters, but I there's a lot of cool ones there, I guess.
Can't wait.
He would kind of look at you, look across the street again, and then say, I mean, you might want to talk to your aunt. I don't know a ton of the people who live in the Curie Avenue luxury condos. If she lives there, maybe she knows some cool people.
She doesn't get out much, let me tell you that.
Well, that makes sense, I guess. Aside from that, we mostly just kind of keep to ourselves. And I would recommend, especially if you're just kind of visiting.
What about anybody in the Blue Rat apartments? Are they good party goers?
I mean, that's where I live.
How?
Not-
Do you like your neighbors? Do you know your neighbors?
I know them. They're not great.
Okay.
But my dad's pretty cool sometimes. Anyways, and he hands over like these bags of alcohol, kind of plops them down in some cardboard boxes. And
Well, thank you, darling. We'll be back.
He kind of nods. He watches you go. Where are you going from here?
Oh, the barbecue.
Buffet.
I promised you we'd go to the barbecue.
You're just gonna try to carry 8 bottles of booze into a family buffet?
Oh, actually, I'll dash them upstairs to the laundromat.
All right,
first.
see ya. Run across the street.
Well, it's
The
actually.
fuck?
So you just go straight from the liquor store right after talking and gossiping about the new owners, not being sure who it could possibly be.
No,
it's
fine.
way
We'll bring
discreeter.
the wine to the buffet.
No,
'cause
there's a whole
Okay.
back alleyway we can do this
You
shit.
turn around. and you
We're
make
gonna
your
go
way-
to a back
Fire
alleyway.
escape.
Okay.
Womp 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 womp.
You womp 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 down a back alleyway.
Great.
For you, huh?
The Willow Womp.
Yeah, there you go. For you, Shade, where are you going to do reconnaissance?
So there's the MTA station, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are a few places that Shade would want to start, because this is gonna be a long haul, it seems. Quizmaz is the closest one immediately,
Sure.
but that's an on the way back spot probably, because I think it would mostly be not directly going to the 3 pump locations, but kind of like going to the general area and getting a sense of like the overall areas that they're in.
Okay. Which one are you going to go to first?
So there's the bridge, there's the one that Chesterfield is at, and then there's the facility, right? The processing facility.
Correct.
Probably would do the. Well, do we know where locationally they are relative to where we are?
You do.
Because I would also want to go somewhere to get a look at
That's one.
to get a look at the Ares compound.
Okay, so
those are like the 4 locations that are
marked on these locations. You have the first Biomancer Dam, the one that really looked like a floodgate that was kind of captured. This is in a place that is beneath a bridge that is called the Brumble Street Bridge, and this is located right here. I'll say that's going to be A.
Okay.
Then the second one, which you saw kind of filling an area over between Dip and Diane's Fish Sando shack and a sort of old dilapidated gas station, there is a dam that is built in a place that I'm going to mark B on this map. And then the final one is marked on the location C. And this is the one that is a larger complex, and it is located in a place that is marked the Palace of Oris. And that is marked C.
And that's probably the Biomancer's home base based on what we know.
Yeah.
They might not be bad guys.
I firmly believe that there are very few. There's literally in this entire game, in the entire campaign, there's one person, one NPC that has had bad guy written in their stat block, and it was the dwarf Dorgan Ironstar on the
Snakes on a Train.
No, on the Vesk Prison Barge.
On the Vesk Prison Barge. And it's because I was making so many different enemies that I was like so burned out of writing descriptions. I was like, he killed people because he's just a bad guy, and that was his whole description. But most of the people I feel like are neutral. Yeah.
This is Ares, or is this Ares?
So Ares exists sort of like that like the middle part. And then the bullet-shaped part that is the Arm District, that is like the Ares compound.
So the whole Arm District, like
most of it, that middle part right there.
Gotcha. Okay, so like the slightly different colored part, because I would want to check that out too. But if it's that's far.
That's pretty far away.
Yeah, that would be like a drive. I want to do like walking, just like walk the neighborhood.
Yeah, and even these are pretty long walks, but you can definitely do it.
I would probably start with A then.
Okay. So you walk over to the Brumble Street Bridge. And this is a place that is a bridge that connects a neighborhood not unlike your own to another one that is a little bit more industrial. And from the industrial side, there are a number of these metallic channels that exist carved into the grooves between the sidewalks and the streets, where elements of water and other refuse can kind of be washed. And then they join a slightly lower set, almost like a sewer, but you can see it in places underneath the street. And here you can see some of that like bubbling, almost glowing green sort of sludge.
I'm picturing like the canals in LA.
Yeah, but filled with like Nickelodeon gack.
Yeah.
Very much like that. And as you approach, make a perception check.
Oh, Nickelodeon, the saviors of the universe.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a high number.
If you can slime this galaxy, you will win.
42.
With the 42, you take a good look. You zoom with your eyes, and you can see above the area that is certainly a dam. You can see all kinds of like junk and bits that are kind of been barricaded together. You can see there is a old sign that reads Floodgate 0384. It's about 35 feet wide, this floodgate. It's huge. But there's a big junk dam that impedes the toxic sewage, and you can see around it there are what look almost like filaments of black hair that rise up from out of the sludge where the green kind of grows into the areas of pavement. It becomes almost black and ashy and then rises like tiny little hairs up at the edges. With that check, you can see this is more than just the sludge that courses through Aphrodite like blood through veins. There is something growing in it. It is organic, and it's almost like an algae, and this seems to have reinforced this barricade. With that check as well, you see the source of this algae as walking amongst the wooden platforms that kind of dot the area and allow easy access in places to the different sort of sections of dry land between the sludge. There is a person who matches the description, not that you would know this, of the person that Gibbs had been told really comes in and checks on your neighborhood. You see a person who looks like a face, almost like a shark-like face. You can see human eyes. You can see relatively human mouth as they kind of whistle. They have lips, but like very strange texture to their skin. And down towards their neck, it becomes much more like shark skin, like rough and kind of tough. But they do have human hands. And with that, you can see they kind of gesture towards this hair, and the hair grows. And they seem to be cultivating it.
So they're doing some sort of biomancy.
That would definitely track.
Okay. So that's okay. I want to like make a note of this individual, get like some screen grabs and send it to the team.
You take screen grabs, and over the course of those, with that check, you do note at least 4 other biomancers in that area. There's a number of people here, almost certainly. And I would say with that check, you actually note there's a physical difference to these biomancers than the ones that you had encountered before. Yeah. These seem to be a little bit thicker in their set, but it's not that they're fat or kind of muscular. It's really more that there is more bulk to the clothing. They're wearing very bulky clothing, kind of trench coats and hoods, things with a little bit more structure to them. With that check, hard to tell what that might mean, but you do notice it. And then that is what you notice.
Jowls McJaws, we know that guy.
I respond back.
He's a biomancer.
Does that name are there any like active bounties on this person?
Make a cultures check.
The Sims music comes out.
That's not bad for Shade. 17? Oh, sorry, 18. Even better.
With an 18, you search through the infosphere, you don't find anything. You listen to that name, you kind of roll it around in your mouth. Giles McJaws. It doesn't sound like a birth name.
Yeah.
And you're not finding anybody with Giles McJaws coming up.
There's a porn star somewhere.
Can I?
Oh, for sure.
Can you search with the image?
Even with a 17, searching with that image doesn't come up with much.
There's an 18, but yeah.
Yeah.
You just get a bunch of ads for hair thickeners and growth hormones.
Come visit the aquarium.
Yeah.
Find sharks near you.
So, no problem. You do that. Anybody else doing anything in the meantime?
Echo's taking a walk.
Okay. Echo, as Bubbles kind of does this 360 look, he begins to talk to himself, and you're like, I've lost him. You make your way out the front door.
Echo knows a little bit about explosives, having used them to set off explosive results in the past.
Sure.
And Echo knows the one way to get rid of, like, pretty cemented blockages is well-placed charges.
Yeah.
Wow.
Knowing that most laundry detergent is specifically not flammable, Echo is going to go on a hunt for ingredients to make charges.
Okay.
And trying to do that at multiple venues across town, if not, like, able to find, like, legitimate, non-suspicious sources of charges.
Well, so Echo, what I will say is, you do have a contact. You have people who have reached out to you and said, boy, if you would like to work for us, we might be able to work with you. And they do happen to be the producers of the most munitions in the entirety of the United Solari Republic, an incredibly militarized group. And so that might be a place to go.
Echo is thinks about that for a little bit.
Okay.
And then would kind of like bulk message the team. Have we made a decision about the USR weapons issue?
What's the drawback?
Not much. I mean, we could also do it secretively.
Why would we need to do it in secret?
So we don't need to tell anyone, like, we're doing this on behalf of the USR. But, basically, if we do it and we kill everyone and we solve the problem without making friends, we could get a lot of money for it.
Cha-ching.
I would rather side with the locals. They seem like nice people. Even Jasper, who hates us, seems really nice.
I do not think it is a matter of siding with locals. It is just a matter of figuring out what is happening to the munitions. And we are in need of munitions.
I mean, I'm okay with it being like a side quest, but it's a main quest. I don't know. We're kind of busy. We got like a lot going on and a lot of dams and oh.
The other thing that you could do, you do have one other contact that was left for you by Mosaic Team 2.
Oh yeah.
There's a pawn shop that you had heard of, and you had been told that they may be able to supply you with some specialized items. And that pawn shop, you know, is called
Quasmas.
No, that's the
is a
junkyard.
You know that is called Knuckles and Nickels.
Alright, Echo is going to head towards Knuckles and Nickels, seeing the group's disinclination to go to the USR munitions depot.
Okay. It's a pretty decent walk, so in about a minute, you make your way over there. Even walking just regular pace, it's not too far for you. You make your way over to this place called Knuckles and Nickels, and outside of it, you can see bright, like at some point, this was probably almost like a Broadway sign, bright circular bulbs line what says Knuckles and Nickels in neon, but the neon is largely burnt out. The lights have largely gone out, but the pawn shop inside is just flush with a plethora of different things. You can see all different kinds of items. You see like retro USR clothing. You can see there's like a whole section of just funky different pieces of furniture. But towards the back, you can see there is an individual who is a human. You can see wearing a backward baseball cap, much older, maybe in their 60s, maybe even pushing like 70. They're pretty old. They look almost like what I imagine. Who's the guy that wrote that song, Thrift Shop?
Macklemore?
Looks kind of like an ancient Macklemore.
I love Macklemore.
Just in like white A-frame, backward T-shop, big gold chain. And then next to him...
Very oversized fur coat.
No fur coat.
Smells like
but you do see fur coats around in the shop. Standing next to him, you can see a massive, broad, red vest. And this individual, you can see, is wearing these huge, oversized brass knuckles. You are likely looking at Nickels and Knuckles. But you can make your way in if you want. You can see the human kind of looks you up and down as you enter and just says, Mosaic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Torb's a dear friend. He told me you'd be by. Are you here about the regular stuff or the special stuff?
Ideally, a mix of both.
Okay, sounds good to me. Hey, Knuckles, you go ahead and just shut down the outside for a bit. And you can see the Vesk looks and just goes, right away. And they over and just post up right outside the door. They don't do anything to like shut it, but you notice like foot traffic stops going by the door completely. They likely have a pretty substantial reputation, and it's being respected here. You have privacy by virtue of that.
Well,
and you can see the human looks and just kind of nods. He looks pretty proud, and then he turns back to you and he goes, all right, so first of all, what's your name?
Echo.
Echo. You got numbers?
Are they required?
No, but I know a lot of you android types got numbers.
549.
549. Echo 549. Okay. What do you want? You looking for guns? You looking for explosives? You looking for something maybe to just get rid of a body real quick? What are you looking for?
Oh.
I like that option.
That is a wonderful option. I will have to keep that in mind for the future. But I was, however, looking for explosive charges that could be placed strategically. I am looking for demolitions work, not damage.
Well, in terms of demolitions work, I don't rightly stock a lot of that. We probably have something that might work for you. Give me just a second. And you can see he pulls up just an old notebook. Straight up, just paper, yellowed pages. Just kind of flips through a couple of pages. And then
Thermoplastic charges or something similar. But perhaps not something on the scale of a large bomb.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I mostly have grenades in stock. That's kind of what I was told you guys would be in the market for.
That is also acceptable.
I got frag grenades, I got smoke grenades, I got flash grenades. I do have a sticky bomb, but it's pretty weak. I mean, I'd give it to my cousin, and he's like 12. We have a couple of shock grenades also, and I might just have a cryo grenade Mark II lying around.
I do enjoy a good placed smoke grenade, and we are in need of a refill. So perhaps a couple of those. The sticky bomb would also come in useful as a detonator or other things.
So like I said, I mean, these are the kind that I would give to my kids.
Yes.
Okay. I got about 100 of them.
Okay. What does Echo know about sticky bombs?
So a sticky bomb is a level 1 item.
I want it.
They're a sticky grenade. They adhere to things and then they explode. They don't do a ton of damage.
But they would be like enough to cause another grenade to go off, basically.
Yes. You could use one as a primer for sure.
Fantastic. That's what I was looking for.
Yep.
Echo kind of like nods. The fragmentation grenade was also of interest.
Yeah. You use grenades?
Yes.
Okay. He reaches onto the counter. He looks back over your shoulder and then reaches onto the counter, and he pulls out a pretty sizable fragmentation grenade. This is a frag grenade Mark IV. This is a level 10 item, and he says, "I'll have to ask for about 5,000 credits for it."
As this is a pawn shop, would you be interested in trade?
Hell yeah.
Echo is going to start going through their stuff.
Cacti?
No.
Nikolai, no.
Echo pulls out the yellow star plasma pistol.
Sure.
How many grenades for this?
If you want to trade that, I'll give you the frag grenade, and let's call it about. I got 100 of these.
We need all
5 of them.
Of the sticky bombs?
Yeah.
Not including any smoke grenades.
Make a diplomacy check.
Love that.
Just a question.
That's why you get the diplomacy check.
Oh, it's a 23.
Okay.
I rolled real high.
They look at you and they go, you drive a hard bargain, but that Kortorb guy, he told me my girlfriend was cheating on me. All right, I'll throw in a smoke grenade.
I am sorry to hear of that.
He holds up a hand and just goes, Kortorb made it better.
I have heard he is quite adept.
He pulls out the smoke grenade and just slams it down on the counter, and he says, "You put some respect on Kortorb's name. He's more than adept. That man sees the future through butts." Through butts.
Yes.
He sees through the brown eye.
Joe, please. He's gonna die.
But then he just drops the smoke grenade in a brown paper bag and then just crinkles it up and hands it over to you and says,
I don't want to touch it anymore.
I know. That'll be about 5,000 credits.
The gun.
Oh, right, you're the gun. Sorry.
I'm just like, In addition to the gun?
It's all free.
Holds out his hand for the gun.
Yes.
You pass him the gun?
Yep.
All right. You can add
Give me my
one
shit
frag
back.
grenade.
Mark 4.
Mark 4.
Nice.
You can add a number of sticky bomb grenades Mark 1, which I will remind myself in just a second. And then
100.
a single smoke grenade, also Mark 1.
Oh.
A savings of 40 credits.
Hey,
But he passes that over.
every little bit counts.
It does. It absolutely does.
Thank you. And this is Nichols?
Yeah.
Thank you. Nichols, was it?
Yeah, I didn't give you my name, but yeah, no, Nichols.
Well, I assumed.
I mean, Harvey's my name, but Nichols is what everybody calls me.
Which do you prefer?
I prefer Nichols. Harvey's kind of a... sound like a professor. I ain't a professor.
Fair enough. I assumed, considering the other ones delightful knuckle dusters, that must be Knuckles.
And turns, looks over at him, and says, I said it wrong. I'm Nichols. That's Knuckles. I'm old, okay? Get out of my shop.
What?
And he shoos you
Echo
out.
leaves. Wait, actually?
No, you confused me.
Okay.
He is, give me 1 second, I'll give this correctly to you. He is Harvey Nichols Hobson, who owns the pawn shop Knuckles and Nichols, and his partner is the Vesk, Karzoka Knuckles, no last name. So, you make your way out with a bag full of grenades, just out into the street.
It's in paper.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's in paper bags, so it just looks like you're walking out of the pawn shop with just like a bunch of knickknacks, and you make your way out.
Porcelain figurines.
Yes, they're sentimental. Echo would
Precious.
probably head back to the laundromat, sneak around Bubs, and because Echo doesn't want to get sucked into
He's
the laundromat.
working.
Make
And
a
you're
stealth
working.
check. Make a stealth check.
On your shift.
This is why you built this character. Avoid your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I've been mostly using it. That's a 36.
No
Okay.
way.
You were gonna be employee of the
So with the 36,
Was I though? I think it's you.
Echo, you have a choice to make.
Oh dear.
As you begin to enter, you can see there is, as you like walk down the street, somebody peeking into the window very discreetly. You can see there's a number of like items of clothes under their arm, but that's not what's interesting. The clothing is clean. They're not looking to wash the clothes. This squid guy, you can see their bare feet kind of touching the ground. They're watching Bubbles, and they seem to be trying to time a dash to one of the washing machines. Every now and then you see this little squid guy like glances up, the tiny eyes looking out through the soft pink flesh at the sign that says, no washing yourself. But he's like waiting. With the 36, you know that you could sneak straight by Bubbles, but then you're just letting this guy walk in.
Hello.
Ugh! There's a shout outside Bubbles, and you turn and you can see Echo kind of looming over this little squid guy. Holding onto the clothing, he just goes, yeah?
I assume you are admiring the pristine condition of our laundry machines.
Why can't I clean myself in here now? I was doing it for years.
Did you clean up after yourself?
Well, no.
That's kind of the point. You are not laundry. No one is wearing you.
That's not true.
Who is wearing you?
All right, you got me. What if I did clean up after myself? Could I come in and do showers then?
You would have to work that out with management up front.
Make a diplomacy check.
No.
I love this!
Is it diplomacy or is it intimidation?
If you would
Depends
like it
if
to
you
be, you
crack
can
it.
have it be intimidation.
Yeah.
Echo snuck up on this person.
Yeah,
Was
you
just
can have
like,
it be
It's up to you.
intimidation.
"Oh."
Do you take out a knife?
I'm so sorry. Bubbles.
Oh no.
It doesn't matter if it's diplomacy or intimidation.
When it's a nat 1.
Yep.
Oh no.
Says, you know what? You're not
Looks at
intimidating
you.
at all.
He looks over at Bubbles through the window. You see, like, briefly, this guy talks to Echo, looks at you, and then just goes, he seems a little uptight. I'm going to get out of here.
No.
Runs down the street.
Damn.
You watch as Echo scares business away. And Echo, you look up and Bubbles has made eye contact with you. You cannot sneak by any longer. You've sacrificed.
You're sucked in.
Bubs is in the middle of a conversation with a patron. I'm so sorry, sir, that your clothes have shrunk, but like honestly, it like accentuates your muscles, and like you look like honestly like this is like the new fit. Like look at you, like honestly, like you could like this could be like your new summer bod.
You're talking to this dude. He's in his 50s. He like came in. He's a construction worker. He's like a little bit more rotund around the gut, but he looks at you and he goes, I don't think this is gonna work out for me. I don't think I'm cut out for a crop top.
No. Listen. It's like more like it gives you more like air for you, and you can breathe better.
Look, everybody makes mistakes. If you could just recoup my losses, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You take at this point. Your petty cash empty. You started off with like 300 credits in petty cash, and that's just evaporated overnight.
Because we broke 2 machines.
You had to call somebody in to come and like wet vac out the rest of the floor. You recognized, I would say, with the sort of endeavors that you have gone under, that air vent behind the counter goes straight into the liquor store. And had you washed the water in, that would have just flooded next door. You would have caused problems. Yeah. So you kind of take a little bit of time. You hire somebody to properly vent out. And also, like, you want the exhaust to go somewhere. Yes. So you have them properly vent it. You run through your petty cash pretty quick. Yeah. And so Echo has now returned.
Echo, oh my god. Thank goodness you're here. There's been like disasters after disasters, and like honestly, I haven't taken a break or slept at all last night because I was so excited. But like honestly, I'm starting to crash, and like honestly, I'm missing everything. I'm making mistakes. I need help.
Damn.
Do you mind if I use your office while you sleep?
Well, who's gonna watch the laundry?
I can watch from inside the office. And Echo's echolocators just go whoop.
Maybe just like a 5-minute cat nap.
Good night, Bubbles.
Bubs is just he's like not gonna leave the office, the laundry.
There's a little couch in the office.
No, he's gonna stay in the laundry room.
Okay.
He's gonna like, pull up a chair. And he's going to just sit in front of a laundry machine.
Oh, Bubbles. That is bad for business.
It's true.
Yeah, you're right.
You got time to lean, you got time to clean, man.
Historically, the Solari Republic has not enjoyed when employees are visible sleeping on the job.
Yeah, you're right.
They are weird about that. It's why they do not allow their employees chairs.
Yeah, it's just, look at all these machines going clockwise. It's just, it's so...
You kind of take Bubbles by the shoulders and gently guide them to the stairs.
He really...
send them off on their journey.
Rapid decline.
Yeah. The rise and fall of Bubbles. It was too much. Most people start off as attendants, but Bubbles started out as a manager, and that was just too much.
After, like, guiding Bubs up the stairs to the door and just being like, actual bed, please. And then, like, closing the door behind him. They're gonna hang out in the office, door cracked just a little bit.
Okay.
Loud enough, like, open enough that they can, like, peek out when they need to.
Okay.
Echolocators out. But most of the focus is going to be on breaking down some of the sticky bombs, because they really only need 3.
Okay, no problem.
They want spare parts to make other grenades, and maybe looking up the address of a couple of gardening shops.
Okay, so you're looking to buy a little bit of fertilizer, perhaps?
Yes.
Okay.
Bubs got a little too excited at the potential for actually gardening.
Interestingly, not a lot of gardening shops on this industrial wasteland of a planet.
Not even in the Crown District.
There are in the Crown District, but immediately at hand, there is not a lot that comes to mind. The closest thing that you can really see to plant life, there's a number of false plants that are outside the Blue Rat apartments. But outside of that, I mean, pretty desolate here.
All the more reason for fertilizer.
There is a junkyard and they might have some kind of construction equipment and things like that. You see like piles of cars just forming heaps in the specific space.
And I'm sure mixed with some toxic waste, Echo could come up with something.
Yeah, for sure.
And we know that the guy likes rust.
Echo, I guess, finding that the gardening aspect not as useful as it was on
The garden planet of garden.
Or his bay.
Go
Gardenia.
Gardenia.
A.
Epsilon,
Dorado.
Elysium.
Perito.
No.
Perdido.
We're
Aura.
just, we're
Perdido.
Perdido.
Akaton.
Yes.
That took way too long.
Anyway, not as useful as there. So Echo is going to research potential chemicals to be put together for bigger charges
Okay.
in the
Yeah,
area.
no problem.
Whilst
Make a physical sciences check.
Bose will wake up after he's
not
they're
an
done with
engineering
this.
check. It's fine. I
No.
try. That's gonna be a straight 15. Not straight, but modified 15.
A modified 15. With a modified 15, you do know that if you are looking to create something that is a little bit more nitrate based, you probably could find ingredients at the junkyard. There are things that are designed for stripping paint and things like that that you could extract what you need from. To make that into the big thing that you're really looking for is some kind of a catalyst. You have a primer, you have the big boom, or you know where you can get the big boom. You really just need a catalyst. That's a little bit more specialized. And for something like this, I would say with that check, you're not quite sure where to look. With that being said, anything else people are trying to do?
Drop the stuff up. Text everyone. Lunch at the barbecue.
Okay. you
Bubs will
text
wake
everybody.
up from that text.
Sure.
And he'll just go, laundromat! It's just like straight up. It's like shoot up.
You've been asleep for 15 minutes already. You're dreaming of a laundromat where everything
The
spins
eyes are closed,
counterclockwise.
but he's still right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
His REM sleep is
Your
just
eyes are just
circles.
going in circles. Phenomenal.
Echo hears stirring up in the bedroom and calms up. Not long enough.
Get the chloroform.
Oh, that would be a good catalyst.
Womp 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 down the
Probably
streets.
not, no. But you make your way towards the family all-you-can-eat buffet.
Before I left Bumble Street Bridge, I would have wanted to do so he's controlling it with some sort of, it seems like, organic magic of some kind.
Hard to tell, but seems to be influencing it in some way.
Are there any other, besides the 5-ish biomancers, are there any other defenses or potential weak points to destroy it without necessarily having to confront them? I had another question about the location. Are they on any discernible security pattern, or is it just sort of someone's there keeping watch?
Make a sense motive check for that last part. For your perception check, you don't see any turrets or hard points where there are guns mounted. You don't see any grenades or things like that. This is also just kind of a floodgate beneath a bridge, and so there's not the same kind of defenses you might see in many places.
Something that's actively being targeted.
Right.
That was a 20 for the sense motive.
With a 20, you don't see any patterned patrols. You don't see the kind of organization that would have that sort of thing. There are a few people always around the floodgate, but largely people kind of come and go, wander around, walk up to the bridge and kind of hang out up there and talk. They're not super on guard.
Okay. But they're maintaining this, dam.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we don't know why the biomancers themselves are maintaining these dams necessarily, right?
No idea.
So I guess, Shade would start thinking about that.
Okay.
Why are they trying to keep the dams active in here?
And with that check, hard to tell, but no problem. you make your way over to the family barbecue buffet. It is Spice and Gibbs. Is anybody else attending lunch? All right. You make your way to the family barbecue buffet.
Yeah, what?
This is an all-you-can-eat buffet place where, as you enter, it is fairly crowded. Gibbs, you can see that as you enter, there are 3 large tables that could probably fit about 8 people each right in the front of the windows, and then 6 smaller 4 tops in 2 columns behind that. And then behind that is the massive bar with tons of different foods. You can see there are 3 robotic waiters slowly moving about, taking dirty plates and silverware and refilling drinks. You can see there is your nose is just overwhelmed as you enter. There are ribs, there is pulled pork and brisket and chicken. You smell and see hot links kind of covering an entire hotel pan. You smell sweet and smoky baked beans. You can see different kinds of mac and cheese, like 4 different kinds in different little containers. You see potato salads and garlic breads. You see skewers of shrimp. Real, honest-to-God, 3-tailed Mars shrimp. You can see cornbread. You can see there is an entire table covered in just different little cups of barbecue sauces, all different colors and flavors and textures. Some float. You can see there is watermelon slices. There is a whole dessert table. There is also other customers here. There's a group of friends kind of laughing right as you enter. You can see a couple that are sitting and laughing with an animated Yosoki sitting across from them, and a quiet Lashunta who is just kind of like laughing behind their hands. At the table next to them, there is a Shiren who is talking with a Bolita, which is another sort of insect-like alien species. They seem to be on a date. They're holding hands under the table. You can see a large group of humans, all like Gen Nova teens. You can see like they seem to have come maybe from school. In fact, they're all wearing like little name tags that have like a little school mascot above them. They all have Gen Nova teen names too. You see Zorpf, Kelmsey, Dash Cray, Morrison. You see Gravy Train, and you see Maloon. And then you see coming back from the bathroom, Craig. Just Craig.
Yeah.
But
his parents were traditional.
There's always one.
Yeah.
There is
The
a
16th.
crying lady you can see sitting off by herself in the
crying
corner.
lady?
Yeah.
Why is she crying?
Make a sense motive check.
Ma'am,
You can
ma'am.
see there are just tons of
Shit.
glasses and empty plates
Okay,
in front of her.
I rolled a 2, but my sense motive is 21, so I have to still a 23 to figure out why this woman is crying.
With a 23, she's crying because her plates are empty, her glass is
Dang.
empty. But more than that, you note that this individual is wearing a gray jumpsuit that looks a little bit naked. And you see elements of maybe a patch that was ripped away. You can see a belt that is missing elements off of it, and you recognize you're looking at somebody who was likely recently fired.
Ah,
And that is
there,
why
sister.
she is crying. Just kind of like drowning her sorrows in just a plate full of chicken wings.
And their sister.
But that is what you can see. And as you kind of take in the entirety of the family barbecue, and as the huge unit of a Yosoki looks across the counter at you, you wave, they wave, and go, "Welcome to the family barbecue."
Yes.
This is where we are going to take a break.
Oh, this is the best part.
It is 8:22. There is a timer on the screen right over there, and at the end, we will be back. But thank you for sticking with us.
Cousin!
We'll be back in a little bit. See you then.
Probably. I don't know.
Thank you for sticking with us through the break. If you did, if not, welcome back to our Starfinder game. We're going to jump right back into Starfinder. Gibbs and
Cousins!
As you
All right.
enter this place, you can see the large sort of Yosoki across from you, kind of almost reflexively holds out their hands and goes, "Welcome! Are we cousins?"
Well, in the mystical way that all of us kind of generally are related.
Oh, and as they laugh, like their cheeks just whoop, 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 whoop. This is a huge Yosoki. But they step around the counter, and they're not wearing any pants, just like you.
Yeah.
They kind of cross the space, and they just go, "Can I show you to a table?
Please.
Please, come with me." And he goes and kind of sweeps past you and over to one of these little four tops. And takes away some of the plates and the stuff just to leave 2 settings for each of you. And they say, "Have you dined with us before?"
No, we're new to the area.
"Wonderful. You pay up front and it is all you can eat."
Great.
They hold this little tablet out. And
Why
can
are
see
you looking
across,
at me, darling? You're the one who wanted to come here.
It says 33 credits times 2,
Hi.
66 credits plus your traditional 100% gratuity for a total of 122 credits.
Damn it! This is almost
125 credits
expensive
with
as a wine.
He turns and he says, "Oh, I should mention for all of you, the drinks are not included. Drinks are extra.
I'm okay with water, but
Yeah, water for us.
Water
If
is
you need
extra.
additional drinks, order them from the waiters." And he points over at these like big robotic things just moving on these almost like Martian Curiosity rover like treads that are triangular in shape and just slowly move them along.
My headcanon for this restaurant is there's a big sign on the side of the building that says "Do not serve this man." It's a picture of Don Gorski.
Sure, that can be on there. That is on there now. It's canon.
Spice will fork over
Nice.
100. How much was it?
125
Is
credits
it with
with
the unhinged
tax and
jaw,
tip.
Don
It's
Gorski?
slightly unhinged.
So you go ahead.
You realize 8 bottles of wine. 8 bottles of wine gives.
but all you can eat. I mean,
Fine. You owe me. You don't actually owe her.
He looks and he says, "If you want wine, we have the Gutbuster House Special."
Ooh, I love the sound of Gutbuster, but I'm gonna have to pass, seeing as this all you can eat is quite expensive, huh?
Are you sure? It comes in bags or boxes?
I love a
Well,
bag
we'll
of
come back.
wine.
and
They
the next
nod their
time we
head.
can get.
You know what? No. Bring me over a bag. Whole bag.
1 bag, that will be 60 credits. And they hold out the tablet again.
Yeah, we'll tap it.
Okay, you tap another 60 credits, goes away. But they leave and they return with an entire box of wine. And this is not a box like you think of like Franzia, like a little
Yeah.
baby box like this. They come back. One of the robot waiters has the other end, and they are carrying what looks almost like a casket. It is rectangular instead of shaped like a full-on casket, but they set it down on the table, and about a foot of it hangs off one end. But they crack this open, and the entire thing is sloshing with wine. It doesn't smell great, and it's quite light. You can see it is closer to like pink in shade than red, but it is wine, and it is wonderful.
Rosé is better for lunch anyway. Thank you.
He nods and he goes, "Oh, rosé, I'll start saying that to people now."
Mm-hmm.
He nods and kind of walks away, and you are all left to your own devices. You have these big plates, and you have a
I'll
massive
fill
buffet
a bunch of
in front
plates, a
you.
bunch of different foods.
Sure.
With let time sort of pass, and then is there? You said there was another Yosoki who was sort of making rounds of tables, or was sitting at a table.
There is a Yosoki sitting with a group of friends
Alright.
that are kind of all chatting. They're wrapping up their meal.
All right. Then I'll wait until our waiter guy, whose name I didn't get,
Okay.
either like checks on our table or something,
Okay.
to like pull him into a different conversation.
No problem. Spice, anything that you're doing in the meantime?
She only goes up to the sweets table, piles her tray, top with, eclairs, lots of cake, cheesecake, chocolate-covered strawberries, everything that they have.
Sure.
Banana
Banana
carrot
pudding,
cake.
there's cobblers, there are
Ooh.
brownies of a variety of different
I
types.
love banana pudding.
There's a lot of I hate banana
And
pudding, but
bread
there's a lot of it.
pudding. Oh,
Oh,
that's
bread
just
pudding's
so
really good.
Yeah, cinnamon buns
Yeah.
also. So she's gonna fill up that plate, and then seeing Gibbs not go back to our own table.
No, I'm going back to our own table. I'm waiting for this guy to like come around again. To like pull him into a conversation.
Is there like a complimentary like coffee station, or is that part of the
No, and I would say you, having spent a lot of time in casinos and things like that, you know when the drinks aren't out on the table, they're typically very expensive. And actually, you just bought a 60 credit box of
But
wine.
it was a coffin of wine.
It was a coffin of wine.
And I guess what
I
she'll
feel like
do
that was value.
is, I imagine that the coffin of wine comes with multiple cups. Maybe? No?
Two cups.
Oh my god, 2 cups? Okay, so she's like, she'll take one, she'll dip them both in, and then she's gonna go over to that Soul Lashunta.
Okay.
The crying one? Or was that not?
No, I don't know.
Alright.
Spice have feelings? I don't think so. She's going up to the girl who's laughing at the girl crying.
So there isn't a Soul Lashunta. There is a Lashunta who's with a group of friends. You see 2 humans, a Yosoki and a Lashunta.
That's the table I thought.
They're kind of like wrapping stuff up right now and seem to be getting ready to leave, but there's no like single person that is here. Most of the people here, with the exception of that woman, are here with other people.
Oh,
So
well
you have
then...
to talk to the crying woman or no one?
Alright, crying lady it is.
Yes!
Turns out Spice has feelings.
You take your dessert over to the crying lady.
Yeah.
You walk over to this woman. She's sitting at a 4-top by herself. Empty plates, empty glasses. She looks up at you and she sniffs and she just goes, "I'm terribly sorry. What, am I in your seat? I can move if you need to sit
No, honey.
here."
And she's going to hand over one of the cups of wine and be like,
That's very nice of you. Is that Gutbuster wine?
yes, it is.
I can't drink any of that, even as sad as I am. I'm
Why?
sorry. I've gotten quite sick on that before. Even smelling it is not the
Oh,
best.
okay. Well, then what Spice does, she just knocks both glasses back by
Okay.
herself. And then probably like hiccups a little bit because I imagine it's probably very acidic.
Yeah, for
Gus
sure.
probably gonna
Yeah,
get busted.
It's just like 50% sugar, 50% just like moonshine alcohol,
Yes!
and then a little bit of red food coloring.
Oh my god, that's Spice's favorite.
Yeah,
Oh, Spice is like, fuck yeah, they make
yes,
an amazing
sugar and
casket of wine!
it is red flavor.
Gutbuster?
It's red flavor vodka. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Spice is like,
With the
best
white
wine
grape.
I've ever had.
Yeah.
Gross.
And she's like, I can't leave one of my girls crying over here. What's got you down, hun?
I'm sorry. Who are you?
I'm new to town. So.
I can tell by your jacket and your hat. You stand out here a lot.
Oh, do you like these heels too? I just got them.
You-
And it has the like red bottom to them.
Is
That's
is
still
this
red.
on TV?
Not that I know of.
She,
Are
like,
we?
starts
She'll, like,
looking
yeah.
around.
Spice also looks around. Is the paparazzi here?
She just says, "I've never met anybody who lives in the Crown District before."
Oh, I'm from the Crown District now. Yeah, I'm just visiting down here for now. I'm visiting my aunt. Do you live down here?
For now, at least. But who knows with the economy the way it is these days. And no one's going to hire somebody who's been blacklisted by Ares.
Oh my goodness, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. I'm innocent.
What did they think you did?
I can't really talk about that.
Oh, you can tell me.
Make a diplomacy
I'm a
check.
straight. I'm not from here.
And
It's okay.
take a +2 conditional modifier as you at least are attempting to offer things that are reasonable in the circumstance.
Okay.
I love this for you.
I love this for us.
Nice. Okay. Gotta pull out the calculator.
Which one?
Any of them.
The one that doesn't work.
The
the Timu calculator that just starts adding colors
the
in.
one that doesn't, that makes the wrong
The
move.
answer
Plus
is
2 equals
Philadelphia.
purple.
Yeah,
Simulator.
tell me later.
Oh, damn it. Oh, wait. Haha, wait. Diplomacy.
I don't feel like
You started
that
with
way.
5 plus 4, so
But I have
Yeah,
plus... So it's D8 plus 2 is
Yeah.
just for being an envoy. Then I have all these stats. 35.
With a 35 to this woman who's having like probably the worst day in her life, she looks at you and she says, "Well, I guess it's not like they can fire me again." She leans in and she says, I really can't say too much, but Some
No.
things were stolen from where I work. I was working, and so they blamed me. They had to blame somebody.
Of course they did. They blamed you. Who do
But-
you think did it?
I don't know. It should be impossible.
Hmm.
I know everybody who was working there that day. There's only 2 of us. And they were there and I was there, and then
Do you think it was the other person you were working with?
I don't think so. They're a mechanic. They've worked for the company for so long.
Is it a good company or a bad company? Were you treated
It's a good
well?
company. It's the best company.
What is it? Well, what is the company?
Ares.
Oh, duh.
You really must be new here. They're the premier employers for security guards and other people like me.
What's your name?
I would say with that check, she says, excuse me.
Donna Valentine.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I've heard of her. You fuck. That's me.
Here we go.
I
didn't
got
remember
arrested recently.
No, I just didn't believe it.
because someone.
Every Lashunda comes preloaded with the Donna Valentine.
Oh, yeah.
You look at this human, you can see she is like crying, makeup running down her face. Like bleach blonde hair, but like the roots are probably like 2 inches of brown is showing. And she looks at you and she says, my name's Babsley. Most just call me Babs.
Babs, pleasure to meet you. Are you sure it wasn't your mechanic friend over there? What was his name? I feel like you should do some info spheering on him.
You can if you want. His name is Mober Cap.
Molbrick?
Mober.
Mober.
Moeber.
Mober.
They've worked there for a long time and they're pretty boring. And they didn't get fired.
And they only fired you and not him? That seems
Well,
kind of unfair, sister.
I'm the security guard. It's my job to keep things safe.
Well, if they only had one person on duty, it's not your fault. It's theirs for not hiring the adequate amount of people.
It's hard. With all of the sludgies attacking us at our factories, we can't really spare the people. I had just worked a convoy guard duty and I had to pull a double shift just to do that. And this is the thanks that I get.
They overwork you and then they fire you? I am so sorry.
According to company policy, I should have been on vacation. Any guard that witnesses a shoot-off or a death is supposed to get time off.
Rightfully so. You deserve some time off, not to get fired. They did you dirty.
I'll tell you, if unions weren't abolished in 2170, none of this would have happened.
We should get unions
2027.
back in here. It is 2257, and we need unions back.
It's 2250, and hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But they kind of nod their head, and they just say, but I'm just upset. This is all so new, and I'm sure I'll find something somewhere. It's a big galaxy.
So the sludgies took those weapons?
That's sort of separate, but yes, they are raiding all of our warehouses. They just attack us and kill us. They're not trying to steal things, I don't think.
So why? Why would they do that?
Because they're violent. Because their mutations have made them lose their minds.
So who protects you against the sludgies?
Well, we do. I'm a guard. I was a guard for Ares.
Isn't that I'm new here, but I heard the biomancers are supposed to be protecting people around here.
She kind of looks around, looks out in the street, doesn't seem to see anybody, but she just goes, the biomancers are in charge here, yes.
So why aren't they protecting you?
Because they're a gang, and because our warehouses are in the industrial sprawl. That's where I was on patrol.
So the gang doesn't protect the industrial sprawl?
The
What?
Different areas.
Ares
Yeah,
is
so
a
you guys are-
military industrial compound that's guarded by the USR and these security guards, I guess. It's
Yeah,
like
like-
It's like
it's
saying, why did
basically
the
a government
Crips-
facility.
Crips stop a bank robbery, you know? It's like,
This is like the dollar store security guard that just got in the
Yeah.
wrong place at the wrong time, but they're like extra
Wait,
help
but
for
that
this.
was their work.
Right,
What?
but Ares is contracted out by the USR and is one of the main manufacturers of most of the weaponry and munitions from on the
I
planet.
think
So
our-
Ares is
Yeah.
Lockheed Martin.
What?
Ares is like Blackwater. Ares is like, a contractor.
Yeah.
The USR is the government, and then the reason that the gang that is in charge of the town, the Biomancers, are not protecting is because they're a gang. They're
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
technically criminals, and they're tolerated here because the police forces of the USR are a little bit tied up around the Ares base,
Oh.
around the crown, around the parts where there are, quote, people worth protecting, unquote. And so
Okay.
largely these gangs kind of own sections
They
of
fill the
this space.
Similar to how there were lots of crime syndicates that took over parts of cities during like the Prohibition era.
Yeah,
and
Very
stuff.
much so.
I have terrible history. I have terrible history education, but
That's okay.
okay. Damn, that's crazy.
She nods her head and she says, "It really is. Things have been crazy in Aphrodite for the last
Yeah,
few
it
years."
really has been.
I
It's
feel
been a
so
time.
bad for you. Let me tell you, up in the Crown District it is not like this. I don't think.
What do you do for work in the Crown District?
Honey, I don't work. Look at me.
She smiles a little bit and for the first time, like, laughs. And she goes, "I'm
Please.
sorry. I didn't mean to imply. It's nice to get to meet you.
Yeah,
What is your name?"
It is Dahlia.
She nods and she says, "Well, Dahlia, I appreciate meeting you. Where are you staying?"
Oh, I'm visiting my aunt here. She lives in the those apartments in the Sunny Silo apartments.
In the Sunny Silo apartment.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you know of anybody who's hiring a security guard, I'm looking for work.
You will be the first one I call. Give me your number. Oh, look, my communicator is over there. Write down your number for me if you can.
Okay. Looks kind of confused, but takes out a little pen and transcribes a very long communicator number. It takes a couple minutes, but
Okay.
puts it all down.
Thank you, darling. I will call you if anything I see comes up.
She nods and she
What was
says,
her
"I
name?"
really appreciate it. Babsley."
Thank you.
All right. And Spice will leave her a fresh slice of strawberry cheesecake and be
Okay.
on her way.
No problem. You return to Gibbs, and
Half a
Gibbs, right as
box
this
of
happens,
wine.
you can see the Yosoki return.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi. So I'm new, and I was wondering if you knew of any other Yusokis in the area.
Lots.
Oh,
Dozens.
yeah.
Why?
Well, sometimes it's nice to make fast friends. And when...
Gibbs, make a sense motive check.
Does he not get it? What? 12 plus a million plus 21 is 33.
As you look at this, Yosoki, every other place that you've gone to, there's been community. It might have been hidden beneath a few layers of like protective grime or underneath a junkyard or beneath the decks of like a rusting space shuttle. But here you're looking at very well off Yosoki, and there isn't a super rich community around them. You're
Then
not
they're
really
not well off.
emotionally, no.
Mm.
But you get the sense that they do not have the same community mindset that many of the Yosoki that you have met have. They have a family, and you look around and you can see several photos of this Yosoki, but 3 or 4 other very large Yosoki, and that's kind of it. It's a very small family, and they seem to be quite well off.
And they have all this food.
Like literally all you could eat.
Wow. Talk about privilege. Gibbs says none of that. Gibbs just thinks it in her head. Well, I was looking for a cousin of mine that I thought might have passed through here at some point. He kind of looks like a Yuzoki, but maybe has lost it lately. He's tall and kind of balding. And I described Chesterfield.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
He says, it doesn't ring a bell. As I said, there's lots of Yusoki. But there are many ways to find friends.
That's true. A casket of wine is a great way to start.
They nod and they walk away.
Oh, damn it.
That conversation did not go the way I wanted it to. So,
I'm so sorry.
pulls out a long, swirly straw.
Okay.
Starts
Crazy
drinking.
straw.
No
Crazy straw.
problem.
Thanks.
It's like every time you have to like breathe all the way in just to get a little bit of liquid all the way through, but no problem. It's a good workout. Shade, you leave this bridge.
Stop drinking my wine!
After that?
Stop drinking your wine. You already paid for dinner. It's fine.
Well, how much time has passed relative to what everyone else is doing?
It's probably about the same amount of time, so it maybe takes you an hour to get to the bridge and then continue on from there to wherever else.
Okay,
You would
'cause
arrive at your
like-
second destination in about an hour.
Okay, because I would want to like keep people apprised of where I am.
Yeah, you've been sending people like pictures of the different biomancers.
So I guess
and-
the next one would probably be near the one near Dippin' Diane's. 'Cause
Okay.
That's I don't know where the map went, but
yeah, but
it was the one that's like
a little bit further down.
yeah, that's also not in a presumably highly guarded and potentially dangerous area.
You travel southwest to a presumably safer and less guarded area.
As normal, John.
As normal, John, glamour projecting just a dude across your body, and you find a place where there is a glowing canal. And in fact, on all maps in the local area, it is marked the glowing canal. You have seen this before, and you can smell in the distance. This is a divine smell. It is sour. It is the smell of like frying food, the smell of seafood as well. You can smell the aroma of Dippin' Diane's fish sando shack on the southern bank of this canal. You also see this dilapidated gas station. Go ahead and make a perception check as you kind of stroll by at a distance.
29.
You look, and zooming in, most of your attention is really focused on Dippin' Diane's. Because you see, working behind the counter at the lunchtime rush itself, Dippin' Diane. You can see a very human face that is pictured on the mascot, that is pictured on several signs about the shop. But behind the counter, aside from the face and a little bit of a human woman-like torso, you can see that is where the humanity ends. At about the waist, they just become a massive armored spider. And you can see waist up, just regular human, waist down, huge spider. You can see the legs currently like moving over and working several different stations behind this fish counter. You can see like two legs holding up a whole fish that looks horrifically mutated. It looks like some species of catfish maybe, but just all kinds of weird tumors growing off of it. You can see bones sticking out of it. There's a place where like teeth actually just come out of the skin. But like there's another hand that comes out and butchers it. Two of the other hands are currently wrapping up a fish sandwich and sliding it over to a customer. But this certainly Dippin' Diane, and she has had maybe a little bit of biomancer work done. And as you can see this kid just kind of like lift up the sandwich, so excited, you see the napkin on top caught in like a little breeze, and Dippin' Diane turns and you see one of the spider legs flick, and it is like a shadow just across the wall and catches this napkin. And you watch, at this distance it's hard to tell, but you realize you're looking at probably about 1,000 tiny little spiders as a group just respond to Dippin' Diane and carry the napkin back. The patron looks a little disconcerted at that, but otherwise like thanks Dippin' Diane and makes their way. Doesn't seem too thrown off by Dippin' Diane, more the thousands of baby spiders.
Mechanical spiders or like organic spiders?
At this distance, too hard to tell.
But she's an organic spider lady?
She certainly seems to be. You're looking at all organics.
All natural spider woman.
I thought you said she was a massive armored spider. The armor is like chitinous?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was more like metal spider legs, like Doc Ock
So
style.
she's not like furry spider? She's
No, very platey spider.
Yeah.
And I would
Daddy
say
long legs.
you also would note number 29. There doesn't seem to be other biomancers around. You only see Dip and Diane herself. But you would note that it seems as if the dam that has been constructed beneath this sort of has been structured into sort of a makeshift bridge now as well. People do walk across it here and there, and it seems to be bound in actual concrete. This is a much more permanent structure than the temporary dam that you had seen in that floodgate. This is a little bit. This will certainly require explosives or heavy machinery to clear.
And is it Dip and Diane's is above?
So Dip and Diane's is right here. There is a big canal, and Dip and Diane's actually has like a little bit of a dock almost. Nobody's like canoeing on this toxic sludge, but the dock
there's like a little patio area.
Yeah, exactly. You can see there's like a little seat and a table for one person, and so probably not for people to eat at. It's probably for Dip and Diane herself. The chair looks pretty unused, and so maybe from prior to this transformation. Okay. Then there is the canal that goes all the way across, and then on the far side you can see like a dilapidated gas station. Many of like the barrels have folded in on themselves and are like sinking into the water now slowly. The entire northern bank is like sinking into the canal, but that is mostly what you would see.
Wait, but where is the junk in relation to those two places?
Like in between, and so you would need to walk across that bridge to get from one to the other.
So it's like two edges of the canal, and then makeshift bridge of junk.
Yep.
Gas station, Dip and Diane's.
Yep.
Okay.
And then what's on the under of the water? Like, because you've got this blockade.
Yeah.
So you've got like pool of guys in mutagen, and then nothing like.
No, so there is like concrete that fills in elements of junk that looks like it's been poured across, almost like somebody stacked a bunch of debris, and then just dumped concrete across it in layers to make a bridge, and then has either been like leveled off across the top, although very uneven. You can see places where like girders and things like that protrude from this kind of lumpy cement. But just
and the bridge is the dam that's dropping the
correct.
junk, and then on the other side of the dam, is there like empty riverbank, or
so you see the gas station, and then along it you can see lots of empty riverbank. Further along there is some condos, and then a little bit further to the north you can see what looks like an old car rental place. Maybe still in operation. There's lights and things in it, but not a lot of cars out front.
Cool. Just curious. Yeah. That's what I'm picturing.
So Gaia's is in here.
And then Diane's, and then
I would want to probably go if there's no one else around. Is it something where destroying it would cause damage to the surrounding,
Yeah.
Like the influx of water, sludge pressure would like cause damage to Dip and Diane's and or the area around?
Certainly.
Okay. I would probably go and try to talk to Dip and Diane and see what she can tell me about this area and who constructed it.
Yes, but that circle just continues to go. Yeah.
Because the fact that it's more permanent seems to indicate that it's probably not the same. Wasn't constructed by the biomancers necessarily, or if it was with more intention.
Certainly with more intention. Yeah.
Can I tell how recently the concrete's been poured or anything? Like as I'm walking over
Make an engineering
the
check.
bridge to like go over to Dip and Diane's.
Make an engineering check.
That's 34.
From a distance, it looks really fresh, but as you get closer, you recognize that that's not entirely the case. It's a little tricky because almost certainly somebody is continually shoring this bridge up, pouring new concrete, because even as you watch, the toxic sludge here wears bits of it away, and parts of it crumble. This requires a pretty active process to upkeep. You don't see any of that algae, that hair-like structure that grew out and seemed to almost organically keep it maintained. This requires a little bit more active maintenance. The core of this is probably several months old. It's still pretty recent, but the fresh surface that you step across as it crumbles under your feet poured this morning. Somebody has to come and maintain this frequently.
We just have to kill the one guy who's maintaining it then.
What was the engineering check?
30.
In a couple months.
Couple months.
With the 34, as you
You're
look
happy,
at this,
I'm
and
happy.
with this in mind, you think about what it would take to maintain this. It would take at least a workforce or machinery or something. Your eyes are drawn across this bank and to the gas station. There is not activity around here, but there is an empty lot, and the space itself, pretty large, is an enclosed garage for 2 cars. And that would be a place that you could perhaps store some stuff. And make a perception check as you sort of consider these things.
Dirty 30.
And with a dirty 30, as you glance across the space, you catch sight of a gentleman who really catches in your mind. You feel a tickling sensation in your brain as if maybe you are calling on a memory that's not there, and then all at once you recognize it is not that it's not there, it's that it's different. When you had last seen this man, he looked much more like a rat. And for just a second, you see Chesterfield. You see this really rounded human nose, you see these beady human eyes, but still rat-like teeth, still vaguely circular ears, just a little bit larger than a human would have before the cowboy hat on, and then turn and vanish into the gas station.
So they just showed up and went into the gas station.
They were there. You saw them.
Well, now I gotta go and try to sneak in on this and see what the fuck he's doing around here.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Make a stealth check.
Oh, the music changed. Good luck 1v2ing.
Nice. That's a...
Don't die.
I mean, I'm stealthing, so hopefully not. That's a 30.
Okay. With a 30.
And I'm still normal John.
You feel relatively quiet as normal John. You make your way across the bridge and over towards this sort of ruined gas station. As you make your way over there, you can see there are elements that would hint at this being a facility for refueling cars, but at a quick glance, with your background in engineering, you see no signs that this is a working fuel pump or that there is working machinery still here. You're looking at something that was set up to look like a gas station, but this was likely sort of like a small warehouse or a storage area. Maybe a place for emergency supplies to be. You see corrugated iron doors that kind of roll down
I'm reporting this to team.
Sure, and are densely chained together. As Shade reports this, for you in particular, Gibbs, you hear Chesterfield. That certainly brings back some memories for you. Is there anything that you guys are doing?
He's super far away, right?
Like a good 45 minutes to an hour away.
And is GPS drivey possible?
Yeah, if you wanted to drive, that would cut your time pretty much in half.
Echo, grab the van.
Echo could probably run there much quicker.
Right, but if we were all there.
I got a laundromat to run.
What's the shaking the head?
I don't think we should attack him.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I don't think we should either.
Yeah, me neither, but I feel like you're in trouble. We
I
have to
mean,
go save you.
He's sneaking.
Okay.
haven't
Shade's
really
good.
done
So then get out of there.
You sneak up, and you get pretty close. You can get pretty much to within 10 feet of the building if you want. There's a lot of junk built up around the outside, and so it's kind of hard to see where you put your feet. It's hard to walk across a path without stepping on refuse. And you didn't interact a lot with the freshies on Petrus. You don't really know how they keep their spaces safe.
I guess I'm not gonna try to get any closer to the building because I still want it to be like just walk in the area, not like actively looking into this place.
Okay.
But I want to scope out now that I know that it's not a gas station. It's actually like a hideout of some sort for Chesterfield. See like what are the things that would indicate, are there traps? Are there security systems that are hidden? And if I can try to get a glimpse of like what are they storing here? What is the purpose of this facility?
Make a make a perception check. And this is kind of as you walk by, looping back around along the northern bank, but taking it on a southern path to make your way back in the direction of this third point. With the 35, there's a few things that don't quite match the landscape. Amongst the bits of refuse, kind of discarded like everything else, but up on the top level, and so likely discarded recently, you do see a number of what look like... You've seen a Codicus staff before. It looks almost like serpents kind of entwined around each other going up. And this is a sign that is typically associated with medicine. And you can see it is white on an orange background. You feel like you've seen that before. And a quick infosphere search would reveal that this is the colors of the Mars Universal Health Services. These are mega hospitals. Not healthcare in the way that you might think of it. This is for-profit health. They sprawl across Mars and many other places within the USR. They have entire wings for elective surgeries. And this seems to be products that have come from one of these sites. And there are quite a few of these wrappers. More than almost anything else here.
Wrappers?
Yeah.
Oh. Like... Sorry, you said they were it was like... The Caduceus staffs?
Caduceus staff, yeah. Sorry, Codicus, yeah.
But it's wrappers?
The wrappers
You
with
would
the
need to
label.
get like right to the building to pick one up and take a look. But you could look, there's writing on it. You could examine what they were for.
But I'd have to get closer.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that alone because then I'm going to get in combat probably. But I've gotten visuals of the things, right?
Yeah.
So, no signs of, like, inside now it seems like quiet. If you're walking by, you wouldn't be able to tell that there's anyone in there.
Markedly so. And as you look into the windows, they're all blacked out from within. That's pretty common. But you can't see anything. This isn't like you can see the texture of somebody taking a brush and just quickly blacking it out. But that's for show. This is almost certainly a sticker or adhesion that has been put across to look like that, but you couldn't see through. You bet if you put a 1,000 candle flashlight, you would not be able to see through. You get the sense shade. If you had special imaging abilities to look through, like most material, you would still not be able to see through.
Okay. So it's, yeah, so they've done some effort to obscure whatever's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So going off of that, I think I would just send like a quick exocortex to see if there's any computer activity that I can like ping within my range while I'm by the building.
Competing computers check.
And I do have bypass, so if there are any countermeasures, I automatically can deactivate one. Nice. That's what is 44?
With a 44, you are able to defeat the sort of rival computer. And in this moment, it's not really a countermeasure, but when somebody connects to this network, there is a trigger that pulls off on a wireless camera nearby. And had you been careless in your way of connecting, almost certainly a photo would have been transmitted to you somewhere else. And with that check, above a 4D, You defeat that by so much that for just a moment your exocortex can track where that comes from. And it comes from below you. Deep below you. What is the range of your exocortex?
I believe it's now 60-foot radius. Let me just double check though, because it's... Yeah.
40 feet below you, that signal disappears and vanishes down into a hardened network.
So 40 feet below the gas station is some sort of
Security system.
Facility. Okay. I feel like that's a good enough recon for that space without raising too many alarms. How far away am I from our place now?
You were at that site marked B on the map. And so you are probably about 45 minutes away.
In terms of like feet, that's probably more than 1,000 feet.
Yeah,
right?
certainly.
Okay.
Not terribly more. It's such a dense environment that walking is a lot of back and forth. If you've ever watched the videos of like traveling through those really vertical spaces in China, it's kind of like that. Like you might just be going across the street, but you're going down 3 stories, and up 3 stories to get there.
Okay. Yeah, because I was trying to see if I could implant my ghost and like keep monitoring the camera feed, but I think I'll be out of range when I get back. So I'll just make note of where that camera was so that when we come back to this, I'll be able to like easily get back in.
Sure. Easy to do.
And then make my way back. Probably I'll leave the Dip and Diane's conversation when we come back as a group to like people who aren't gonna get fried fish thrown at them.
Okay, no problem. You can see there's a sign behind Dip and Diane, I throw fried fish at androids. And you're like, ooh, maybe I should wait.
But I'm Normal John. I would like 1 Normal John fish, please. For normal human food, people.
You make your way back to the laundromat?
Yeah. I think
You make your way back to the laundromat. The two of you have a massive feast at this barbecue
How long
place.
is there like a time limit or?
No, but I would say about an hour and a half in, they start like coming by pretty much every 10 minutes or so.
Can I get you a refill on beverages?
There's a casket of wine that Spice has barely dented.
Can we get this to go?
They would look at you and say, well, if you want to take it out, it's your business. There is no, what are they called? Open liquor laws on Mars.
Okay. Is the lid to the casket still around?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's just on the ground next to you.
So Spice is going to screw it back
get the
in.
nails.
Yeah, we're gonna nail it back in.
Yeah.
Do you have some extra nails?
So you go and you recask your wine.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's oxidized now. That's gonna be gross tomorrow.
It's vodka anyway. It doesn't fucking matter.
The thing that's pretty wild about it, though, is with a little bit drinking out, you guys didn't drink a lot.
No.
With a little bit drinking out, it has more room to slosh around. And so as you pick it up to move it and you try to move, it's hard to travel.
I'm gonna pallbear this with you. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It's like
and the more we
you need
drink
to
on the
have
way
ballasts,
home,
like,
the
in
lighter
oil
it
tankers
gets.
so that it
All that
doesn't
way
knock
across
you
the
over.
street.
Yeah, all the way across the
It's
blue
gonna
way
take them a
across
while
one
to get
street.
home.
There's a group of Wayoko
Oh.
crossing the street. They're like, "Whoa, where's the party?"
That's
Can I-
it.
Do 1 sense moto check.
Yeah.
Is 100% gratuity normal here?
You don't need a sun's motor check for
Finally,
that. No.
someone tips in this game besides me.
No, because I was forced.
No,
Yeah, it
so
was a
gives us
forced
forced,
automatic.
and 100% gratuity is absurd.
Right.
Nobody tips 100%.
Where we
In
charged
2250, labor laws have kind of like eroded to the point where like there are probably places where like the waiter tips you.
Yeah.
It's not, we're not in a good economy
So-
here in the USR. So for it to be 100% tip is bordering on like extortion.
Were we charged that
What you
because we
call it.
were obviously outsiders,
It's
or
good
like is that the standard going rate for this place?
That seems to be the standard going rate for this place.
Okay.
Food is probably pretty expensive. And beyond that, looking around at this neighborhood that is blockaded with the Biomancers
Yeah.
of Horus, there are 2 places that you can eat.
Right.
This place and Martian Marty's Fried Chicken Shack.
And
what
now
about Boozy Sunset Cantina?
There are probably bar snacks there, but it's not necessarily a food establishment.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
Okay, I now get Jasper's opinion, and I'm like, Jasper's fucking right. As much as I wanted to be like, support the Isogis, this is bullshit. Gibbs thinks that in her little Isogi head, and is gonna grumble about it.
Okay.
As we pack up our casket of liquor to go.
No problem.
Gibbs has taken time to systematically fill pockets with food.
I guess let a hand check.
Fuck. With the help of my dear friend.
I'll help.
Oh, nice.
Spice.
Who's in trouble?
I like how you literally have a pocket in your mouth and you're not using that to hold items.
Yeah, you could just be like,
I hold
this
a
is so
fire
good.
extinguisher
To be
in
fair,
it.
if you
This
put
is
like a
so
chocolate
good.
cake in my cheek, I can't keep that in my cheek. I'm gonna eat it. Like you know.
This is so
You probably
good.
swallowed a lot of gum as a kid.
Yeah. I did.
18 plus 9 is 27.
As a kid, with the
Oh, I'll help.
27.
Wait, I'll help by Spice starts enlisting other people to hammer the casket closed instead of her. Cause she's from the Crown District. She doesn't do fucking anything herself. So she just like
Really
Babs, come
embracing
close
Yeah.
the lid.
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I've never used a hammer before. Does somebody know how to use a hammer?
You can see Babs, who is just like still crying at the table, looks over and goes, I could help you, I guess.
So she's getting eyes off Gibbs.
Sure. So
And-
she comes over, she helps you hammer the casket in. She's drunk. She's
Nice.
like, her eyes all like, tear
Whoa-bam.
blurred, and so
Whoa-bam.
misses a couple times. It definitely takes the attention off. And with a 20, I'll say +4 conditional modifier.
Nice.
With a
30
with a
something.
31.
Yeah.
You had a 27 before, I believe.
Yeah.
With a 31, you stealthily sneak a whole bunch of bits of cornbread, some ribs. It's like
Ooh.
not a concoction of food that most people would put in their pockets, but for you,
Jalapeno mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Chili in this one.
The potato salad in the other.
yeah,
Wet
just,
ribs.
just gravy straight down the shirt. Yeah, no problem.
Everything like it
Yeah.
looks it's very discreet until you start to see like the grease bleed through
Yeah.
the outside
Wet.
pockets, and Gibbs is just like putting hands like
Meat sweats. We all get them when we come here.
And the two of you pallbearer a casket's worth of vodka wine and a little bit of food besides out across the street and back into your laundromat.
we sneak past Jasper's though.
Jasper's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You Bubbles. While this is all happening, a number of customers do come in and out. You do actually get to meet one of the regulars who comes in here.
Oh, good, okay.
There's a regular.
Second
yeah, it's the squid guy. He
But
came
he
back.
left.
He's not a regular anymore.
Yeah.
Came back and he was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm getting in.
About halfway through Shade's adventures, there is a human woman in her 50s who comes in. She is wearing too tight yoga pants with a matching velour sweatshirt. They are both like this kind of rose gold, sort of pink, although stained in many places, to a little bit more of a yellow. You can see she is bringing in just like 8 or 9 bags of laundry, huge loads here. And she would go ahead and not terribly overstuff the machines, but certainly like lines the 4 that are like in perfect working order up to maximum
Can I
capacity.
assist her?
How are you going to assist?
Well, basically, you're supposed to layer them in a way, like kind of around the tumbler.
She's just jamming them in,
Oh,
and she's
yeah, no.
not checking her pockets.
Ma'am, we have a new concierge service for our regulars. Would I be able to assist you? It's complimentary.
Because I'm a woman? You think I
Oh,
don't know how to do
no.
Anything, you know
We
how
have
to
a
do
lot of
laundry.
other complimentary services. Would you like some free mood
Oh,
cups
you think
as
I
well?
can't afford it because I'm a woman?
No, not at all.
Listen,
Oh
I need you to get your
Oh,
toxic
no.
masculinity out of my face.
Okay.
Echo pops their head out of the assistant manager's office.
They turn, look at you, and go, "Oh, hi."
Hello. We are attempting to provide better company service. Would you mind filling out a brief survey about your experience?
no. Oh, no.
Can I mention him by name?
Certainly.
What's his name?
Squeaky.
Squeaky.
Okay.
Snatches the tablet out of your hand and immediately begins filling out the Stellar Neighborhood Suds like satisfaction survey. You see one.
Oh, this is not good for Squeaky.
Straight down the Likert scale for
Squeaky's
ones.
not a fucking
You see
person.
Squeaky just written in there. and it defaults to like the closest approximation, and Squeak entered as like the employee of the month as a joke just pops up on there, just briefly, but gives you the worst review. Terrible. Like I didn't come here, just to be harassed and to be belittled, and then just returns this tablet to you. Make a diplomacy check.
No.
Do I get any modifiers for handing this woman an outlet for her rage?
Take a +2 modifier.
Love that.
Are you disguised in any way?
No. So that is going to be for diplomacy.
Yeah.
Math. 15.
15.
That's good.
She hands you back the tablet, and as you try to take it back, she holds on to it for just a little longer. And she says, make sure that your corporate office gets this.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
I'll be back. Returns the tablet to you, takes the rest of her clothes, kind of looks at you, Bubbles, taps the communicator on, and starts that too large load.
Okay.
But then takes the rest of her laundry, makes her way out.
Oh,
Will
no.
return to do this in a later
I
time.
lost like half a laundry. Oh, it's so much money lost.
Once she leaves,
It
Echo
doesn't
just
matter.
looks over at Bubbles. With customer service, you cannot please everyone, and sometimes they just wish to complain. By offering more services, you will find more complaints.
Yeah.
However, your survey results mean that I have to put you on a PIP.
Yeah. That.
Oh, been there, sis.
You as the manager of this fake store getting fired by the person that you're having cover for you being the manager while you take a nap on your fake store.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense, Echo.
Yeah. Da-da-da. Spice and Gibbs come in, plastered.
It is 1 p.m. Spice, about as drunk as you'd expect. Gibbs, a little bit more drunk than you're used to, as they carry in an entire casket. And I will
Have to
say,
get stains
as
out
you
of this.
enter, though you've done a great job cleaning up this place, you are both drunk. Can I have you each make a reflex saving throw
shit.
on these slippery floors?
I put caution signs down.
Oh no, a 9!
Spice?
My base stat is a 9. Oh, I'm fine.
6.
25. 25.
Spice, you step in first.
I've been drunk before.
In your perfectly new heels that you're wearing, your legs slip. And you really manage to gracefully turn this. You turn around, you turn, Gibbs turns, the two of you spinning in this laundromat, holding different sides of this basket. It's like a first date kind of thing for just a moment, and then Gibbs eats it. And though you are fine and you maintain your spot, the entire casket of this vodka slams into the ground right in front of Gibbs's face. The top pops open, and Gibbs, you are flooded by gallons of vodka just across your face.
No!
Can you make a fortitude saving throw as you just inhale some of this, and it whoosh across the clean floor?
Dirty 20!
With a dirty 20, you just throw it all back up. You do not become instantly shit-faced. Bubbles, you look, and in this moment, you can see the blood machine rolling,
Ew.
and there is just wine-colored vodka and vomit just kind of mixed into these mac and
All you
cheese,
can
just
eat!
making its way over, and some of the little pasta noodles slowly making their way down the floor drain.
Ew.
Echo comes back with just a mop and bucket, and they're just oh. And then goes upstairs, grabs their disintegrator pistol, and comes back down. It's like, would this be better?
No.
Just burn it all
Shoot
down.
the floor! Shoot the floor!
She walks in and then turns
upstairs.
back out.
Oh! I didn't realize she was here! Spice
It's like
runs upstairs.
My pocket
Simpson.
sacks!
Bubs is just mouth agape. He can't do anything.
I
It's
was
all
gonna
happening
bring
in front of
you.
him.
Look, this was a rib, and all the barbecue sauce got wiped off.
Mesra brought snacks upstairs.
I am kind of hungry.
And Echo goes up with them because Do either of you actually carry your Mosaic IDs on you?
No.
Echo lets them in and closes the door and then locks it.
Perfect.
Don't we have the
Smart.
Mark IV processor now?
I don't know what that means.
It's on the
The
ship.
food
Yeah, it's on the
processor.
ship.
You have a Mark III. You have a Mark I up there.
Yeah, Echo locks
Didn't
them in, then
Jim
comes back down
sacrifice
to
it?
deal with the crisis
Oh,
that
yeah.
is happening.
I stole
down
another
here.
one. I replaced
Okay,
it.
so
I
you
could
make your
sac-
way back down. You see Bubbles in a faraway place.
No. Bubs like snaps to it. Yeah, we gotta clean this up, Echo. What are you gonna do?
It is fine. This is a cleaning facility. Why don't you go downstairs and get some washing liquid?
Yes, that's right. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna give you a promotion after this. I don't know if I'm allowed to give promotions, but maybe you could just I'll get the stuff.
And you lock him downstairs.
He can do literally whatever he wants because it's a fake job.
Echo starts brushing.
Bubbles is the person who shows up to his fake job and still watches the clock and stays till 5 p.m.
God.
Echo starts brushing the detritus off towards the junk drain in the mop closet.
Bubs
Okay.
will get some. He'll look for some cleaning material that's very not harsh. Because I don't want to create a bleachy smell.
Sure.
In the laundromat. Obviously, you want it to be a little bleachy because all laundromats kind of smell a little bleachy, but you don't want it to be bleachy to the point where people are always passing home.
Yeah.
So Bubs will get a very gentle cleaner. He'll get some mops, some buckets. Is there sawdust here?
There's not sawdust.
Okay.
There's a very mild bleach called Bleachy Peachy, and it has
Bleachy
a
Peachy.
slight peach
love
flavor. It used to be much more intense, but there was a couple lawsuits about it, and so they've had to
Couple dumb
dial it down.
children.
There's a lot of kids drinking the Bleachy Peachy. But no problem. You can do that.
Okay.
Bubbles,
Good
as you
before
go
it
down to
burns
the
your
basement to get
esophagus.
some more supplies,
Yeah.
make a perception check.
Oh shit.
There's somebody in the prison.
With as long as Bubbles is taking to find the perfect cleaning item, does Echo get the job
I
done?
feel like
while he's
it's
gone?
more it's not like a prison.
Make
it's more
a-
like a storage
that's
cage.
Echo's goal, is
Make a
to
sleight of
just
hand
also
check.
be a
Basically,
prison.
just to send him on a busy work mission to calm him down.
30.
Wow. Love that for
I
you.
didn't realize we had human cages downstairs. Sorry.
You've heard
It's
that
not
when
just
humans are
humans.
stressed out, they can begin to see things. And at first, that's what you think. Because when you come downstairs and you see about a dozen rats all over the basement in the boxes and stuff, you have to blink a couple times, but they don't disappear, at least not right away, until you begin to move, and then all into the boxes, they just disappear. You do see signs of fresh holes being chewed, but you just saw about a dozen rats in the basement when you came down.
Oh my God. I can't.
Cousins!
Kidding.
You're upstairs locked in.
I know. I'm not there.
43.
Echo hears a
By the way.
deafening screech from the basement.
What was it, 43?
43.
Echo, the second that Bubbles' foot hits the first step, you go into operative mode. Every ounce of your training and hardwired code that made you at one point one of the most elite operative android units in this galaxy now goes into cleaning this laundromat. And if you've ever seen The Way of the House Husband,
I was
it's kind
just
of
thinking that.
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It is just ninja moves and backflips and everything kind of designed to get this done. And then Bubbles' foot hits the second step, and you're already cleaning things up, and it's really good too, because in this moment, ding 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 ding. Right as you kind of finish pushing this, you see, kind of nervous looking, this human, black hair, thinning on top, brushed back. He's wearing glasses, a red tie, a trench coat, white shirt. He has a pocket protector in, but most importantly, he is holding a leather wallet looking thing that he flips open, displaying a badge. This badge is a city code inspector for
No!
Aphrodite. And you can see they kind of push their glasses up and they go, look, I try not to come out to T-Town very often. It's dangerous here. I got a complaint about some rodents. I just need to look around the premises just for a little bit. It seems very clean in here. Yeah, it seems pretty clean in here.
Wait, why would care about rodents in a
They come in,
laundromat?
I know, that was
click
my thought.
open
I
this
was
pen.
so what if there's rats?
They come in and they say, so you're probably wondering why we're here. Not really a food code violation, but Somebody said that they saw about 24 rats coming in here, and you're close enough to food establishments that it's cause for some concern. Have you noticed any rats in the vicinity? He kind of opens up one of the dryers and looks in.
Until this point, everything has been in pristine condition.
Kind of closes it.
The
You
most
said until
logical
this
place
point.
for rats was spotless when last I checked. And Echo looks at their communicator. 6 hours ago.
Oh, and where would that be?
The stairwell.
Oh, could you show me to the stairwell?
Well, I came in too.
Okay. You make your way over to the stairs,
Are we gonna
opening
kill
the
this
door.
idiot?
You hear the door open up, and you can hear the voice kind of carry in as you open it up. It's probably nothing like you said, but have to check for nests. If there's rats, we do need to shut down the building because when the rats get into the mutagen, or not the mutagen, into the...
How do you know about
I
that?
know.
That's
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Say more.
The
into the
detergent?
sludge.
Yes.
When the rats get into the sludge, they can get pretty big and they can get kind of feisty. So,
Interesting.
yeah, people have lost entire legs to the critters. It's better to cut them off at the source. Oh, you have a basement here.
We do.
That's probably the best place to check, followed by any attics or other crawl spaces.
No attics or crawl spaces.
Ah, good. I do notice that you have some stairs going up here, so just a quick check up there will be fine.
Does Bob
Let's
It's a
start with the
separate
basement, though.
apartment.
Oh, that it's still as part of the building, as part of the address. It falls within the entire building code.
The tenants returned home recently, and we have not given them proper notice.
Oh, that's perfect. Are you the landlords?
No,
Well, who can I speak to that would be the landlord?
I'm not certain.
I'm sorry, what is your position here?
I just work here.
Ah, well, could I speak to the manager then?
The manager is unavailable. They are having a mental breakdown.
Oh.
Make a diplomacy
Saying
check.
it's so straight as it is.
It is not a deception check. This is straight diplomacy.
Just having
Take a
rough,
+4 conditional
I'm having
modifier.
a rough first day. I'm not having a mental breakdown.
I don't know.
It
It,
would've been better
seems
if I
like it was
lied.
a pretty precipitous fall.
So you said what's the conditional modifier?
Deal
Plus
with these
4.
gruesome
Cool, so
twosomes.
that's gonna be 24.
Yo, send him upstairs, and
It's a
I'll.
24. He
I'll
looks
keep
at
this
you
man occupied.
and he just kind of unclicks his pen and he goes, "That's really sorry to hear that."
There was a very nasty customer, and frankly, it was the last straw. We have been experiencing some harassment.
You know what? This seems like it kind of makes sense. I can put two and two together. This guy, this nasty customer, mad at you all after he left, probably filed a report on some rats. I bet this is nothing. You know what? I'm really sorry to have wasted your time. They tuck their pen into the pocket protector. They take the clip. They kind of take a step back off the stairs. They look upstairs one last time and they say, "You know, I'm here. Are you sure you don't want me to take a look? I could check your carbon monoxide detectors. Silent killer, they call it, you know."
They were at the family barbecue buffet and seemed to be indulging in a casket of wine.
Oh, they're having the wine.
Yeah.
The Gutbuster special. Okay, I'll be going then. I would recommend, if you can, try to get out of work a little early. You're not responsible for the bathrooms, are you?
I am not.
Oh, you're lucking out then. I'll be on my way. They kind of tilt
Nice
their
job,
hat.
Echo!
Wow!
Very well done.
Wow! We did have to
well
kill
done.
him.
Bubbles, the rats are very real. These are real rats that are not hallucinogens.
Oh my god, I got those rats! There's rats everywhere! I'm freaking out!
But because it is 9:30,
Ah.
as you look at these creatures skittering into the darkness, this is where we're going to take our break for the evening, and we will come back next week at 6:30 p.m. right here on Thursday to continue our Starfinder adventure. But thank you for joining us for this evening. We will be back next week. Please, if you can't wait that long, you can join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a little bit of Courts in Everest, our original D&D campaign. But please,
That's happening.
yeah, nothing bad's happening at all, but we will be starting an initiative. You can see what that's like tomorrow night. Please stay safe. It is wild out there.
It's for a
See you
social
later.
interaction.
See
Goodbye.
you, Space Suds.
Sorry.